Poland!
Hard work, hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good, everyone? Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey. This morning, rocking with my man, Seven Mitchell from the Best of Seven Sports Podcast. Y'all know it's about to be a whole vibe going on up in here. Seven, what's good with you?
Trey, big up to you, man. Salute to the First Formation. Salute to you and Bishop, of course, man. Shout out to the E2G platform, man. Definitely an honor, and thank you for having me, man. We got some things to talk about in the world of sports this morning.
Oh, yes, we surely do. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, shout out to the E2G Sports Formation. Y'all know, correction, Sports Formation, Sports Network, First Formation Morning Sports Talk, live in effect this morning. So, yeah, plenty to talk about this morning as a lot has went on, particularly in NBA, in which we're definitely going to get to, of course, some other stuff, people checking people's pockets, some things in which I want to bring up and talk about, of course, in the NCAA. I don't know how you feel about the whole NIL situation, but we'll get your take on it this morning as well. A couple of things in the NFL, as we know, Super Bowl 57 is coming up. If Bishop was on right now, he'll probably have a Cheshire smile from here to, you know what I'm saying, to your side over.
Fly, Eagles fly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what the moniker is. I don't know. So, well, first and foremost, let's talk about you, Seven, and what you know what I'm saying, what you represent, and what you got going on, fam.
Well, salute to you guys again. Thank you for having me, Trey. My name is Seven Mitchell. I am the host and the founder of the Best of Seven Sports Talk, basically a sports platform. I pretty much lock into the NBA, create a lot of NBA content. However, I do have another sports series called The Mitchell Report, where I tap into some of the stories when it comes to other sports. But basically, man, I've been doing this content creating for about 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Podcasting, video blogging, interviews, you know what I'm saying, different pockets. And I just like to be consistent and just bring, you know, the people, the community, the NBA, just, you know, the NBA content, my opinion, my thoughts, my views on shit. And yeah, that's basically it, bro.
So where are you from exactly?
I'm in Baltimore City. I'm born and raised in
there.
Baltimore.
Okay, be more. We was just there not too long. We was in Baltimore. We was in where was we at? Our fraternity. We part of the military Greek letter organization, Cyber 5 Military Incorporated. And we just had a crossing there in, was it December?
DC, yeah.
Yeah, we was up in the DC area, so we was up in there representing. So okay, be more in the building. Of course,
Yes,
I'm from Compton, you know what I'm saying, represent the CPT. Bishop represents the East Coast, but
Bishop, salute, bro. Thank you for having me on your platform, family.
Hey, appreciate you being on here, man. WGO, what's going on? How y'all doing this morning? It's Thursday. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what time it is. Major things happen, Trey, in the last 24 to 36 hours, bro.
That's what I was just talking about. I was like,
bro,
usually
what's going on up in here, bro?
I don't know. You know what? We gonna get to that, of course, because the whole NBA, we gonna sit up and do a little thing. We push the NBA towards the bottom side, but I know Bishop got some things to get off his chest. I know, you know what I'm saying, his team. I ain't gonna say they went from
dismantled. Can I say it? Dismantled? They have been dismantled.
You're a Brooklyn fan, evidently.
I'm a Brooklyn fan. I know you see I got the Chicago Bulls because I'm always going to rep MJ the GOAT, in my opinion, of all time. It is what it is, man. Shouts out to LeBron for doing what he did, but we'll get into that. But yes, I'm a Brooklyn net, and they have been dismantled. It is what it is. There's nothing else left to say. They have been dismantled. Harden left first. Kyrie left second. And KD was like, I'll be damn if y'all leave me up in here with this nonsense. I'm out. Peace.
We definitely gonna tackle that. So of course you see Buddy saying we're not done yet. The Raptors about to start selling.
Yeah, today's a big day. Ain't it 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time?
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The deadline. It's crazy. Like you had all year, fam, all year, and we wait till. Oh, shout out! You know what? I'm sorry, Don. Of course, Donovan. Shout out! Happy birthday this morning, brother. I forgot. I completely almost forgot. I should have sent you a text this morning. Wish you a happy birthday. But Don, birthday,
happy
42
birthday,
years.
Happy birthday.
Look, he's like Eric's facts. Bishop, the team is trash now.
Straight trash.
Bishop, it was cool while it lasted, but KD and I had to leave.
KD and I had to leave. Really, that's what you feel? That's how you feel?
Y'all made a package deal, evidently.
Man, Arizona hot right now, man. Can't you say that, Seven? Right now, Arizona hot. Y'all say Arizona's hot.
Don't buy into that, Seven. Phoenix. Don't y'all do that.
No, Phoenix they've already done a good job of building a new culture around that organization. They just got a new owner just last week.
And
they're about to turn up.
Supposedly, it's the owner that got KD there. So you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna tap into that in a little bit. Real quick, right? I want to get y'all's opinion on something right quick. So I don't know if you've seen it. What's the hotness in the college football? But I asked y'all questions, right? I want to ask y'all a question. What do y'all think about the NIL? Do you believe and think that it's a system that has been set up to? I mean, of course, it's a system set up to play what is quote unquote amateur players, but at the base of it, what do you really think the NIL system is set up to do?
I'll let you quarterback it, Bishop.
Man, it's basically something in which I feel like it's
do you agree
something
with
to
it?
help the players.
Y'all agree with it?
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I feel like, name and likeness. I feel like, these companies, these individuals out here that's making money off these so-called players without these players getting any type of kickback, I feel like it's unfair. So I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's something that they feel like is well overdue. I'm sure the players don't have a problem with it. They like it a great deal. I'm sure a lot of fans feel mixed emotions when it comes to it because of the fact that some people feel like when it's all said and done that you should focus on more so of the for those what do you want to call them?
Amateur players?
No. Academic type people.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they probably say
academic.
More. You should focus more on academics than more on trying to get paid for playing a sport or whatever, however, so forth and so on. But when it's all said and done, we all know when it comes to being a student athlete, especially if you're a high caliber athlete, that comes with a lot of responsibility. Not only do you have to, unlike a regular student, an academic student, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not knocking academic students who get full rides for academics, not necessarily sports related sports related ride on to any school. But what I will say is when you're a high profile person playing whatever sport, it's a lot of pressure on you. You have to work, you have to focus on your academics, you have to focus on your craft in regards to being the best player and own up and live up to that hype that everybody has hyped you up to come into that school. So it's a lot. Again, don't get this misconstrued. I'm not knocking any of those, they're just there for academics. I'm not. But what I'm saying is it's a lot of pressure. And sometimes that pressure takes a toll, especially when you're not getting paid for those things. Now, a lot of people going to say, oh, the boosters, they slide them money underneath the table, so forth and so on. Get it, got it. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of, you have to be that certain individual, and not all players get that. Not all players get boosters that don't, support them financially in that way or in that aspect. So the NIL, I think, was a great idea. I think it's a good way to get kids to get back in school. For those that I feel like now, you no longer can go straight from high school to the NBA no more. So I feel like this is a way to, a stepping stone for a way to get student athletes to come to school and still be able to make a little bit of money. It's still make a little bit of money and still at the same time still get the education and try and pursue their career in whatever sport they may be encountering.
Yeah, I agree 100% with Bishop. I feel like society, however, and the environment of the way we live and engage in things, even by default, like Bishop said, you are one of the top athletes at an institution or school. It's rough. It costs to be the boss. But I think society nowadays, you know, it has kind of forced you, even if you are in school, to actually have to think outside the box. You can't really just focus in and tap into just strictly academics. Like society has kind of, and the environment has placed us to have so many more responsibilities that even if you are in school, you still need money now. There's still so many situations happening now. Like you can't really just stick to your studies like it used to be back in the day. So, you know, I
And
think
what's
this
funny,
program is
it's funny.
definitely work.
It's funny that y'all say that, right? Because it's like it's been going on for years. Like they ain't just start getting money, or in case I make the schools and institutions, they can start getting money for players that have been a part of their organization. I mean, institutions for this time frame. So they've been happening to be players and athletes as well as students for a long time to come. So a reason why I bring this up and talk about it this morning, if y'all hadn't caught the whole Jaden Rashada situation, he's a top quarterback, highly touted quarterback who initially was being recruited by the U, and then he ended up leaving the U, highly recruited by the U. We're talking about $8.5 million type recruited by the U, NIL money. Gets recruited by University of Florida, topping out at 13.8 million, I think it was, that he was supposed to get. So this is what his contract and when he initially signed looked like. Of course, upon signing, tapping in, he was going to get $500,000 up front. After for his freshman year, he was supposed to earn $250,000 a month during his freshman time. Then he was going to go tap in. He was going to hike up to $291,666 a month as a sophomore, and then from there, as a if he was still in school, he was going to go $375,000 a month as a junior, and then as a senior, wait, hold on. And they would have made $195,833 a month in payments as a senior, as long as he fulfilled the following obligations. He had to be a resident in Gainesville, Florida. He had to at least do one branded Twitter post, one branded Instagram post per month. So that's 2 posts a month at minimum. He had to attend 8 fan engagements per year, to include in-person appearances, social media engagements, as well as video conferences, interviews, things of that nature. None that were going to be lasting more than 2,000. That was going to last more than 2 hours. And lastly, he had to complete 15 pieces of autographed merchandise a year. So roughly 60 pieces of merchandise in that time frame. So why exactly didn't this go down? It didn't go down because Florida never paid their money. They didn't pay him the $500,000 up front. So now he is no longer a Florida player. He went back in, and now he is due to be at Arizona. I think Arizona State. So he's going to go to Arizona State now. I don't think Arizona State is giving him that same type of money. But when you look at it, like I said, that's $18.8 million over the course of 4 years. You know whose contract that equals to? Just a bit shy of Kenny Pickett's professional contract of $14.1 million made in the NFL. When you hear that, what does that say to y'all now? What do you think? Are y'all for it, or what's y'all take on it? Where he could have earned $13.8 million as you're saying, as a player.
I mean, I would never count no other person's pocket. I mean,
yeah, real talk.
If the institution can afford to pay it, whether he's worth it or not, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think the thing that we should focus on, or if there was a debate, is the amount of money. But I mean, as far as the option, I'm for it that much.
You see what Wooten says, being a student is like a job now, or that in that particular sense. What would that had made y'all student athletes in our day and time? I don't know how old you are, 7. So I say our day and time. Me and Bishop, Bishop's older than me, but I'm 46. So
I'm 43.
Around that time frame. Okay. So we around the same year. Yeah, we around the same. So I'll ask you this real segue. do you still get out there and play ball, or it'll get you into sports 7, or have
Absolutely.
you hung it up? You do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, I just wanted to make sure because a certain person on the show frowns upon it.
Oh, you hung your jersey up, Bishop?
You still play ball right now, 7?
Absolutely.
You go get it.
What sport? Basketball, right?
Basketball, yeah.
Yeah, that's something totally different compared to a full
It is
contact
not
football.
different, bro. I said flag football. Flag football is not full contact. You do have full contact flag football, but I don't play full contact flag football.
What I'm about to tell you is when y'all see Trey, when y'all don't see Trey for about a week, when he start playing his football, believe you me, I told y'all heard it here first. I said,
Seven, don't be drawn
down somewhere. When them hamstrings, the knees, when he trying to make cuts,
the ice tray down, ice tray. That's his name. Ice tray in the building.
Yeah, he gonna be the real ice tray. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm telling you.
Just wait, because I have a whole. Once it goes down, it just said because it's some things planned well within our fraternal organization. So it's some stuff planned where it's going to be some enacting of physical doing. And just wait, I already have it planned out in my head. I was going to go down. So you'll say they'll be here or there. Just wait. Like I said, y'all gonna see it, and y'all gonna be like, you know what? He said it. You got to simple respect that. So Donovan asked the question. So let me ask you this: the NIL reason is the NIL the reason why Colorado is getting all these players because of Deion Sanders, his connection to the NFL and shoe companies?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't think so? Okay.
I
think it's a tool. It helps.
Well, yeah, it's a tool, but that's not why Colorado people going to Colorado, but only excuse me.
Because
student athletes are going to Colorado because of Deion.
It's the clout. It's the clout chase.
Wow, clout chasing. That's where we're going with that.
He hit it on the head
because of Deion. Because of Deion.
Yeah. Come on,
chasing that clout.
When did you hear so many students going to Colorado before Deion went there? Come on, Colorado ain't even been a threat, and I don't know how long since Cordell Stewart.
They still not
since Cordell Stewart, bro. Like seriously,
they still not
right. But see, everybody feels like they're gonna be a threat because of what Deion did out of Jackson State. So I mean, it carries its own weight.
It's gonna be a rude awakening. You know what? I don't want to like Seth was talking about. You don't want to speak bad on anybody, especially in pockets and stuff like that. But Shador, he got to show improve now.
We'll see. Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Improve now.
He ain't in so Colorado's not in the biggest conference, the hardest conference either, though. So,
but still, and I hate to go over the division between Division I, Division II, because they're athletes, and at in-state they all end up in the same professional league. However, like Bishop would say, it's a difference. Them guys they was playing in the SEAC in the SWAC is not the same as the Pac-12, the Big Ten. The Big 12, those, you know what I'm saying? The dude, like they could have potentially been there, but they wasn't there. And there's a difference when you have one or two caliber Division I caliber players and compared to a whole division of Division I players. But because I say, truth be told, probably should be some of those players should probably be in the Division II, Division III, and NJ, CAAs, and all that type of stuff. So true enough. So got it. Moving on, right? Getting into the NFL, right? As we get closer, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad to see Bishop with a different background, but I'm sure come tomorrow, we're going to see a different background.
Oh, you already know. Don't even sleep on it. You already know what time
Seven,
it is.
Seven, NFL, do you have an NFL team that you rock with?
I'm going to keep it honest. I still follow the game a little bit. My love for the NFL definitely have rerouted since the whole Kaepernick thing kind of happened. You know what I'm saying?
We can talk about that a little bit. But speak on it.
But to answer your question, you know, it's still Ravens Nation with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still tapped in with Lamar and all that, and I still follow what's going on. I see your Eagles flying high.
That's right. Let's go.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's go. Hey, man. Let that man talk. That man, don't interrupt the man while he's up here talking about Eagles. Let him finish his statement. Go ahead. Excuse my
yeah, man. That's where it's at with it. That's where I'm at with it, Trey. Though.
What's
You know what I mean?
what's the heartbeat of the Ravens right now, in your opinion, with the whole Lamar thing, from what you follow, with the whole Lamar thing and everything like that? Is Lamar greatly loved down in around that area, or is it like what can you give us?
The hood loves Lamar. Don't get it twisted. The
Okay,
hood
okay.
loves the Ravens. Let me tell you something. And I just put it out there. Like I live in the projects. We in the projects right now doing the show. I mean, we got a Baltimore Ravens playground they built right outside of my project building. The Ravens as an organization does so much for this community in comparison to the Orioles, who have been here for decades when we talk about the urban community.
Yeah.
So we are so tapped in for, the Ravens and the love that we got for them and their players. But it's weird, bro, because we got this new owner. I mean, he's been here for a while, but you're really starting to see the business side of things. And I don't think this relationship is really going to work with Lamar moving forward. You know what I'm saying? I think we're really going to lose him. But we don't have a problem with him. Love him. You know what I'm saying? We as a community, as a culture, we rocking out. But it's the owner.
Business.
And,
it's always business.
Yeah, it's always business. And you can something debate and argue, is Lamar worth what he's asking for? You know what I mean? If you want to still question his passing ability, but when I look at this guy, doesn't make headlines for all the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? He's walking the right beat, and he was the MVP. He's proven. So pay that man his money. They know his true value, but they trying to play him. So that's the thing I don't like about it.
Yeah, it gets a little etchy and sketchy on the business side of it. So speaking of something else, of course, from a cultural standpoint, everything like that. Are y'all with the NFLPA's Maurice Smith, as he's calling for an end to the combines? Do y'all believe that the combines are needed? Do you agree with Vincent stating that the combines is lightweight slavery type stuff when you look at it? Do y'all rock with
This must be the
Bishop?
white dude that said that.
No, Troy Vincent. Oh,
you said Troy Vincent.
Yeah,
Troy
Vincent. I just said that's like, yeah. You know what? I kind of agree with him. I had to say, so think about this. We all seen Black and White Colin Kaepernick. I know 7 did because he spoke about that, but we all seen that, right? When Colin Kaepernick did the Netflix joint. He started out and prefaced it with that, in which how, quote unquote, how you used to put people up on the pedestal and they used to be viewed to see their attributes. So he doesn't think about it. Like, let me go back. Troy Vincent said that. What DeMaurice Smith states and says is that it's not about the physical aspects of that, because just like every they all have pro days. So it's shown on pro days. He said what happens at the combine is you put a young man in a room and they have to be prodded and seen and tested by 32 NFL doctors. And then after them NFL doctors go through and do their testing and checking, then they go through and they're asked a bunch of questions in which sometimes don't have any
relevance on the sport.
Yeah, exactly. Those are his words exactly. No relevance, irrelevant completely. And he said it's all done to see what they can do to reduce this person's value, so they have to pay him less money. He's like, there's no need for it. He's like, how can you? He's like, you can. How long would it take for you to sit up and research and pull up something on a particular player in this day and age? Someone shouted out 30 seconds. He's like, exactly. So, from that aspect, do you believe? Different from, of course, like I said, different from Troy Vincent, the way he said, do you believe that it's time for the combines to go?
I mean, he's making a valuable point. That's a real
good
good point, but I think it's incomplete. First of all, and it does give you potential for these owners to try to pick, and you know what I mean, but that's their job, that's their responsibility. In business, your job is to save money, get the most out of less that you have to kick out. So that's just a part of the game. And if you are transparent, if you don't have anything to hide, you should be good to go. But I do understand where Troy is coming from, because he do make a good point. But let's just say that you get rid of the combine. And if you are a potential star that may have had something to hide that wasn't addressed before you made the league, imagine it being exposed in this social media era now that you're in the league. you probably would have wished that you could have dealt with that at the time.
Indoors. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying,
yeah.
at the combine. So I think it's kind of a gift and a curse, if you ask me, bro.
Bishop, I think you're looking say that you kind of feeling a little bit different.
Get rid of the combine. So what are you saying? So basically what he's saying is, so because I don't even.
So Troy Vincent is saying that talks to in the ray of slavery how Colin Kaepernick's film depicted. Damari Smith is saying that we need to get rid of combine because it's just a way for them to basically diminish the value of the player when you go through the medical records, when you go through their history and talk to them and stuff like that to say, okay, this is what is happening.
What? Man, stop it, bro. Like, come on, man. These are multi-million-dollar players that are trying to get into a league, or players possibly, excuse me, possibly multi-million-dollar players who are trying to get into the league. If you take away the combine, what other way are you going to do it? You're going to do it. What's the difference in a pro day and a combine? Because aren't you doing pretty much the exact same thing?
Except for the questions
for a few things.
Yeah.
Except for what?
Except for the questions and the medical doctors and all that type of stuff.
No, you still got to get you got to get medically cleared regardless.
Yeah, but you're clear already by the school. What's he saying? He's like,
no, you still got to do another one. No, you're not clear about it.
At the combine, you got to do another one. That's what they're saying. He's saying that
no, but you got to do another one for at pro. You have to have even like check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you do the combine, even if you do the your pro day. When a team picks you up, guess what the first thing you're gonna do once you get to your to training camp?
You do another physical.
Thank you. So it doesn't matter. The physical is gonna come into play regardless.
They get that, but what they're saying is from what he was saying is at the combine, you get 32 physicians that are checking you out. With all of them trying to find something from his opinion to diminish.
If your mother used to be a drug addict, or if you used to be a criminal,
so that's what they trying to. That's what he's saying. And you have 32 teams that are doing that in what is perceived to be a tactic to diminish their value. So that way, you're saying, of course, it makes a difference. So true enough, at the pro days, you've already been checked out for the most part you have the record. So if you wait till you get to your organization, you've been drafted. Based on the pro day situation and what has been your history, conducive to what now when you get to the your organization, if you're drafted by them, they do their physical, and that's what they're talking about. And I'm very sure it's going to have to be some stuff in between because like you said, you can have some people that done hid some stuff or certain things, or just like Stephen was talking about, you in the like you're saying, what is your mind state? What is this? What about this particular incident that happened at this point? But you have a whole bunch of that going on. And he's like, he just feels like it's very intrusive, in which the words he used is intrusive, and they're trying to remove the intrusive tactics.
Wow. In my opinion, I think it's ridiculous of them trying to remove the combine. In my personal opinion, and of course, this is just me. Regardless of your background, that doesn't define who you are. It didn't define who you are as a person. Just because my dad didn't go in or wasn't wasn't a military person, I went into the military and did 21 years. That doesn't mean anything. Just because my father, my mom was this and that and the other, that doesn't necessarily define who I am.
Could you imagine if we had to go through a combine to get into the military?
Huh?
Can you imagine if we had to go through a combine to get into the military?
We don't go through a combine, but we do a physical.
Technically we do, because think about it, right? Like, say we both active prior retired military so think about it. We kind of do, because at the beginning, but we're already in technically.
We do a PT test.
When we go to basic training, I don't know how they do it now. I know I did a PT test when I first got in. And my first PT test was, of course, now it's different, but during that time, it was Wooten. You still in a comment? I don't know how y'all do now when y'all first did basic, but for us, I know when I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. That was my basic training and AIT initially out. We did the push-ups, sit-ups, in 2-minute mile, and my push-ups, I did like 15 push-ups, correct push-ups. I did like 16.
That part, Alvin.
16 correct sit-ups, and I ran my 2 mile in like 22 minutes. And if you know what I'm saying, off. If you're a regular Army or at your regular duty station, those are all Fs. Fs. So of course, over time, with the training and stuff, you get better. So by the time I left, I was running the 2 mile in 13 minutes flat. I was and this is what 9 weeks after physical training. So I mean, I guess maybe sort of speak, you could say it's combine-ish for the most part. I think people
it's just dumb. It's stupid to me. I again, when it's all said and done, it doesn't define your history, your parents' history, or your family tree history doesn't define who you are. Only you can determine on what your outcome is going to be as a future player within the league or outside of the league. So I personally don't think the combine has anything to do with slavery or anything like that. They want to see we're talking about so many players in a pool of great talent that has an opportunity to show why they should be put on a certain 32 team roster.
I
in
think,
my opinion. Go ahead.
And I think that's a fact on principle. That's how it should go.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of it, though, and unfortunately, I can't specify individual cases or specific cases. I wish I could. But the reality, though, is that some of these players in these different sports have lost their value due to information that was discovered that was totally irrelevant to the sport. I get what Alvin is saying as far as, doesn't the owner want to know everything about your player before paying all that money?
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, yeah, but you don't need to know everything about me. Like, I'm still providing a service. You're paying for the services that I provide. So it's not like you're adopting me, or you understand what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some type of limitation to
right.
And, so even if my mom was a drug addict or my pops was a criminal or something, that really should not hold any weight in what we're here for. But unfortunately, it seems like that's what has been happening. And I think that's what Troy Vincent is alluding to, that there have been situations and scenarios where guys have been shortchanged because of reasons that don't have nothing to do with
the playing ability.
Right.
Oh, well, maybe that they play the big. So as owners, y'all would be for.
I get that, Anthony. Yeah. I get what you're saying. As far as your past might have an impact on your future when you get that money. Again, we all know, like, you know what I'm saying? Just because my mom was a gambler don't mean I'm gonna be a gambler. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily mean that. If my mom was bad with money, don't mean I'm bad with money. You get what I'm saying? It's a mature thing, to be honest.
Exactly. And it's not the owner's right to be watching the player's pockets and how he spent his money. That's not the owner's job.
That
you
part.
Understand what I'm saying?
That part, Seven. That part. What you finna say, Trey?
No, because we probably could dissect this and go apart, because I'm finna tap out of it a little bit. But I was about to say something that Seven just said that it made me think about. Of course, like, the owners can't do whatever, but do you think that's the same rhetoric that is put forth when the owners and the institutions go and they do stuff like the symposiums that basically tell the young rookies how to spend their money, how to be responsive and stuff like that? Is that along the same lines when we talk about watching their money? And so I was wondering, like, is it some things that we can say are that you can do, and which can probably be correlated to something which we're saying they can't do?
Me personally, I just feel like it's a difference, because depending on who you are, everybody don't, even though you're all in the league, everybody don't have the same resources. Everybody don't have the same information. You know what I'm saying? Just being in the hood, you don't have, just in the simplest form, you don't have all the information and resources that necessarily could make your situation better or your area better. So it's just like having those classes of money managing and stuff like that. You don't have to follow them, but abide by those rules. But I think having those programs available now for these players is good, because they may not have had any other type of outlet that would even give them some type of game or some type of baseline on what you should be doing. But as far as the owners using that to value your money or bring
Or
it up or
devalue,
down.
yeah.
No, yeah, right. No way. Because you loved me off of what you seen on the basketball court. Let's
part.
keep it there at the end of the day.
Speak real.
Or the
That's
football
that
field.
part.
That's
That
how you
part.
know. That's how I got introduced to you. Is you're saying
Yeah.
my
What you
ability.
saw
didn't know
me
nothing
doing
about
on
my
the,
mother.
on the court or on the field. That part.
That's a fact.
And this is my
That's a
thing. So,
fact.
and
It's like,
if
fam,
that's
don't say
the
that else about my mama.
if Troy feel that way about the combine, so how do you feel about
Demaurice.
Okay,
Demaurice
Demaurice.
is the
He
one.
feel-
Yes, Troy
Okay,
feels like
so
the
it's-
combine is like slaves. Demaurice
That
feels
too.
like, yeah.
But if Troy feels like that about the combine and Demaurice feels that same way about it or whatever about the combine, so how do they feel about these kids doing these camps? Because how do you feel about these kids doing these camps when you got these basketball camps, these mothers, these single parents who spend thousands trying to play thousands of dollars or whatever to send these kids to these camps? Like, what's the difference? It's just a younger version. So what's the difference? It's still a somewhat of a combine type of atmosphere. Yeah, they ain't digging deep into the kids' history like that because what? They're too young. You're not digging into it then because they're too young. But as they get older, you're gonna do it anyway. So what's the difference?
Let me ask you fellas a question. Should all the owners, whether the NFL, baseball, basketball, when we're dealing with the draft, should all the owners have a certain format that they gauge when they are looking at these players, or should all owners, because it's their owners, their money, it's their team, should they be able to, gauge these players any way they want, whether they get too personal or not? Or should all owners have a baseline, a certain format?
Oh, a certain format? Yes. I do feel like, to answer Seven, yes, I do feel like they all should have the same format. However, I do feel like there should be a limitation on how far they can go, what they can do.
Okay.
I feel like don't get me wrong. I don't agree. I totally don't agree. Now, I don't agree with taking away the combine, but I also don't agree with coaches, owners digging too deep into a player's past. If you want to research the player themselves, the player. Find out what they've done throughout their 20-something years of being a person in the world. But don't look at a player's grandma, grandpa, great-grandma, father, great-grandfather, uncle, nieces, nephew. That's too much. You're doing too much.
You're saying that this is just, I'm just being, I'm just playing anti-advocate at this point. So what y'all are saying, or what you're saying, wait, hold up. First, to answer your question, Seven, I personally think that, I believe there's a blueprint for everything. You use the blueprint to apply to yourself. So as a whole conglomerate, I'm not going to say we should have a cookie cutter process. I think it should be more along the lines of a hybrid, to where it could be cookie cutter-ish, but you apply it to your particular organization. I'm not going to even say league, organization, to where you're saying you have your own tactics and stuff like that. So it almost like when you know that if you coming to Los Angeles, you're going to Bishop's team is Philly, you're going to Philly or San Francisco, or you're going to Baltimore, it might be different when you get there from certain standpoints to how they conduct their business, how they go about researching you and all that type of stuff, which is almost what I'm very sure that goes on with the scouts and stuff like that. Like, everything is different. So that is what that's what I think, or whatever case like that. But I completely lost my point in that. But of course, I mean, not lost my point. I lost what I was about to ask. I think it was a good one. But yeah, so that's my take on it. It was something that Bishop said that maybe made me think about it. But yeah, so that would be my take on it. So instead it's starting to come down to, of course, the NFL probably it's going to take a lot from them to sit up and to probably change that aspect, especially like it's business. The combine gets ratings.
That's right.
Right.
It gets ratings. So there's business. You know what I'm saying? It brings in business. The combine it's done in Indianapolis every year. So that means every year around the same time, Indianapolis is going to get money, because you got everyone that's staying in the hotels in and around the area frequently. So it's business. And people
need those jobs. We take it down to the smallest form. People need those jobs, you know what I mean? No matter for those couple of weeks or whatever. So, it's a lot that you can take into consideration. I just feel like the owners have the green light to dig as deep as they want. And I feel like sometimes it could be a violation, but because it's their money and it's their team, the player doesn't have any type of option to have an arbitrator or have the decision appealed or something if they feel like they got undervalued for a relevant reason. But it's just a part of the game, bro.
I know what the point I was going to ask y'all. So I was going to ask y'all, you would or will not want to know if a potential player that you have coming into your organization has a family member, immediate family neighbor, father, brother, uncle, cousin, sister that is a serial killer. Do you or do you not want to know that? Was a serial killer. I'm sorry.
The intel is great. You can't go wrong with knowing. I'm not going to take money out this man's pocket because
due
of
to that.
That part. Do
you draft him though because of that?
But this is the question. Your question was, do you want to know? No, yes. I don't care. That is irrelevant to me. Okay. No, that's irrelevant to me. I don't care because I'm sure somebody in my time in my family down the line might have did something too.
Wait, hold up, because I do a show with you every morning. So what you saying?
But I don't know of nothing like that. But we've all seen the movie Hitch, and we've seen how Hitch went and took old girl to see the list of the people that came across, and it so-called happened that her uncle was a serial killer. Hitch didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
Kwame Brown's father was a convicted murderer, I believe, and I don't think that really held a lot of relevance in his career.
A lot of people, a sin is a sin, is it not?
Correct.
That's a fact, bro.
A sin is a sin, so it don't matter if you kill somebody, you rape someone, you molested. A sin is a sin in God's eye, so it don't really matter whether you murder someone or whether you did something over here or you did a mass shooting. It is what it is.
But you don't want to know about it as an owner.
I don't want. Me personally, I wouldn't want to know that. I don't care because now I'm gonna be honest with you, and I want to hear Seven's take on this. Once you know this, Seven, Trey, doesn't that even though you don't want to, it sits. It sits because you're human. It sits.
And you start the stereotype, and you start the by default, you're going to be looking at this player different for your whole working relationship.
Says Aaron Hernandez.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, right there.
Yeah.
Don't y'all do that. 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 Don't y'all do that.
Thank you, Don. Boy, happy birthday to you, Don again. Happy birthday, bro.
Donovan, I'm telling mama on you.
But I'm just saying,
don't do that. Aaron Hernandez is that a perfect example though? Like,
yeah, it is. It is because I'm gonna tell you why. Just like I just stated, right? Once you know, and even Seven said himself, it sits in the back of your head. So anytime that athlete does anything wrong, that's first thing jumping to the front of your head.
Yeah.
Anything wrong is going straight to the front of your head. Damn it. This joker did.
We just re-signed him.
His dad did kill 10 people. God, dog.
I don't think Eric. I don't think Eric.
It was in the back of my mind, but I just knew.
So Aaron is. I think Aaron Hernandez is not a perfect example. However,
why?
Because that's one of like who else outside of Ray Caruth hiding in trunks and stuff and trying to
killing his baby mama and his mom and his
he killed. Well, the baby didn't die, but the mama did. But
yeah, so, he tried to kill the baby mama, the baby too, but he
quote unquote we take it to Baltimore. Quote unquote, did not Ray Lewis try some supposedly? I mean, he was acquitted, but didn't they supposedly Ray Lewis tried to do some stuff where they said he tried to have someone killed or something like that?
Yeah, well, he was caught up in a.
Yeah, it was.
He was caught up in a murder trial,
right?
But he didn't have to. He didn't have any try to get anybody killed. But he was involved in the trial back in 2001.
Something like that. Early 2000s.
He was on trial. So I mean, but that's why I said.
Are you going to say the same thing about? Are you going to say the same thing about what's his name, the running back too from Baltimore?
Ray Rice. Ray Rice.
So I think that would be a perfect example. That's a little more, I think that's more of a perfect example. But
does he come from an abusive family? Do we know that?
I mean,
she hit him first.
She did.
And she hit him first. So I mean, I'm not condoning what he did was out of pocket. Let's not. I want to be clear right now on first formation.
But I mean, you know what?
Yo, don't come for me. Don't come for me. Don't come for me,
because I don't know what y'all was talking, but my mom was told me if someone hits you, you knock the stew out of them. You know what I'm saying?
Which he did. And it had to get on camera.
Hey, I'm laughing. Unfortunately, I'm laughing. But I do not like Seven. I do not condone men.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, that's not a doubt.
I do not. However, like he said,
but in
that my mama always said too. If
like,
a woman has the audacity to hit you,
did y'all put yourself in that situation? Did y'all put yourself in that situation and think about what y'all would have did in that?
No.
Not have you been in that situation?
I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid to think about it.
I have been put in that situation. I've been in that situation before. I was while I was in the military, I was in a situation like that. My really? Ex-wife did something similar to that. Upset at me and threw all my clothes out.
I was about to say Solange. Like Jay-Z got popped off a couple of times by
Solange.
In the elevator. Yeah.
Elevator. It goes down in the elevators.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The elevator is the spot, bro. I don't know why people think the elevators ain't got cameras, but the elevator.
Matter of fact, when you think about it, that same thing happened to Alvin Kamara coming out the elevator, pop my man off. So stay away from elevators.
And we seen what happened to Tupac.
Same
coming
thing.
out the elevator.
Coming out the elevator. Coming out the elevator. I'm just saying.
It goes down in the elevator. Matter of fact, think about on Juice what happened when he ran in when he caught him and he's like when they was talking that mess in the elevator
with Bishop when he ran into Bishop.
Yeah, he ran into Bishop when Q ran into Bishop.
Q ran into Bishop.
But you gonna shoot me in the elevator?
Yeah. He shot up the whole elevator.
It goes down in the elevator. Stay away from elevators, people. Matter of fact, I'll take the stairs. So, but okay, so you'll say all jokes, of course, but yeah, so I get it completely, understand, and like Seven said, he would be scared.
Everybody saying self-defense.
Everyone, I've been in high school. Was it high school? Junior high. That happened to me, and I handled it the same way Ray Rice did, but it was only because I told the person, I gave him a fair warning. I was like, if you do it again, I won't break your jaw. So, and they did it again.
I let a girl beat me up in 4th grade. I'm not even going to sit up here and lie to the American public. A white girl at that. Girl at that. Yes.
No. Seven.
I'll never forget. We was in music class, and she said my math teacher's name was Miss Gigliotti, and she made fun of my math teacher's name. We was in music class, and man, I didn't like what she said, and I don't know how it happened, but I want this white girl. I wound up letting her beat me up. We got to take one for the team, man. We can't be going at the ladies, man. Like I know they be pushing the needle.
Now, pushing it on the needle is like scratching the record.
They stick it in. They stick the needle in. Right?
A whole tattoo, like you gonna take.
God bless them, man.
So it comes out to it. Well, I understand. Like I get it. As an owner, you want to know certain things. Other times, there's some things in which you just want to know, and you just you have to do your due diligence. It's due diligence, I think, and to know and have an idea. Say I'll leave fire on you. Y'all say y'all won't do anything. Let them live, Donovan. Let them live. That's the moniker. So that's of course, but I do think that the combine needs to go away. I think they can accomplish the same things in the pro days, and then when you get to the league, if you are fortunate enough to get to the league, then it goes from there. No grown man going to let someone hit on them. Get it? I understand. I got you, Anthony. Matter of fact, speaking of Anthony, you called it Anthony, as now we see that now the Washington Commanders are going to now currently have Sam Howell as the number 1 QB going into their offseason program. Sam Howell, of course, win the game against the Dallas Cowboys 26-6 at the end of the season. So now he's expected to be the quarterback QB1 going into their offseason. Of course, Wentz is still in the building. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for people to get other people, veterans in, i.e. Derek Carr, who as of yesterday, was had discussions with the New Orleans Saints. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo is available. Aaron Rodgers may be available. We know Aaron Rodgers has said he will make his decision after coming back from his dark place. Going dark. He's going dark. He's going to go do a retreat where it's just him. If you hear that from your starting franchise quarterback that you're paying $60 million to, what does that say to you, fellas, especially as owners? I guess we on owner's mindset today. What are y'all thinking when y'all came across something like that? Like my quarterback, who I pay $60 million to, or due to pay $62 million to, is going to go and have a dark place moment where he's going to get away from everything to come back to let me know if he wants to continue to play for me, or he wants to be released or whatever. And technically, it's not his decision.
I mean, me personally, I think sometimes it just you make your bed and you lie in it. Like the Green Bay front office, they know what they were dealing with Aaron Rodgers. They know that attitude, that cockiness, that arrogance that he to the table.
Attitude, real talk. Yeah, they planted the seed and they sowed it and they watered it.
Yeah, so it is what it is with them. I just think it's got to be isolated situations. You got to, you got to look at them in that aspect. Green Bay know what they got. They can't complain. You know what I'm saying? That they got this diva. It is what it is. Respectfully.
I wish he was in Philly.
Who? Aaron?
Yeah, I wish that was Philly. I wish that was what they had them. I wish Philly had them problems.
But we don't, so don't worry about it. Y'all got y'all own problem, San Francisco. That's the problem. Y'all need to worry about y'all problems instead of worried about our problem. Worry about y'all problem.
Matter of fact, one of our problems is getting ready to go have surgery February 22nd, and possibly he may be back from my training camp, so it could be a competition between him and Trey Lance. Where else are you? You know what? Similar situation. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Really?
What do you say? Yeah, he asked that question. He's like, we just said we gotta let it live. Just gotta let it live. Just gotta take that shot.
I'm not fighting Layla Ali. I'm trying to get a hug.
Oh, I definitely ain't fighting that.
I'm trying to get a date. I'm trying to get a hug. Can we go out? Layla Ali, man, that woman's so fine, man. I'm not fighting with Layla Ali for nothing. Cowboy,
I might go to court for that one though. I ain't gonna. She might level me up. I'm gonna hold you.
You gonna pull out what my man did to Devontae Adams? Like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put them papers in your life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, something like that.
It's like it's anguish, you know what I'm saying? Mental issues, like, you know what I'm saying? She laid me out on you know what I'm saying? Everything is a YouTube moment these days.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think happened with the situation with Michael Irvin? As you know, he got removed from the NFL Network, Aaron, during the Super Bowl because of altercations supposedly that happened in the hotel with a young lady. Now, from what Irvin is saying, is like he spoke to the woman maybe 45 seconds. And then he went on his business, and he said he came back and supposedly it was an issue. The NFL Network got word of it, and they removed him from working the Super Bowl this weekend. However, the police said they don't have any record of anything going on. Is this the similar situation of Irvin? We know your past transgressions, so we just want to shelve you. Do y'all think it's right when it comes down to it? What's your take?
I'm gonna be respectful because I don't really want to go there with tell you what I really think.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
This is I believe where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not gonna call Michael Irvin a liar, but to sit up here and try to downplay it, talking about I only spoke to this young lady for 45 seconds. If he's not gonna take any accountability, that would happen because I saw the story. Well, I saw the headline that he wasn't going to be, but I didn't know what the issue was. I just thought they were moving on to maybe some younger talent doing it. But yeah, bro, with smoke, there's fire. Michael Irvin is a piece of work. He's always been a piece of work to me. So we'll have to see what the facts are.
What it comes out to, as it comes out. Yeah. Yeah. Bishop, your take on it? You think
I
Irvin?
haven't heard nothing about it, so I don't.
Irvin. Yeah, he's. Again, it comes down to some of the stuff we was just talking about. Those transgressions for him, that when you know somebody or you know things have happened, you'd be like, oh, come on, not again. Like, you know what I'm saying? At what point do you be like, what?
But see, those wounds are self-inflicted, though. That's the difference. This,
Okay.
because Michael was know what he was doing. Matter of fact, he was in the league doing it. You know what I'm saying? He was a champion doing it. So he was feeling himself, I think, you know. So if we want to devalue him, he deserves it.
It's like going back, it's like, yeah, this I remember back in the day when we used to sit up in Cowboys again, we used to sit up and pull up in the hotel. Yeah, this is how you should do it. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying, we have that, of course. One thing that came up, so we can soon we're finna get into the NBA because that's where it was really finna meet the road. But lastly, Roger Goodell has said that the NFL officiating it's never been better. Of course, he would say that as you get into this game going forth. So, Bishop, I ask you, since you have some skin in this game particularly, do you think the officiating for the NFL Super Bowl culminating event is going to be top notch? Do you feel like NFL?
I would only expect it to be. It's the biggest game in the country at that time, so I would only expect it to be.
So I'm trying to set the table here. So what you're saying is that, of course, I know you're going to say, well, they're men, they're human. What you're saying is you're not going to argue, you're not going to break any TVs or anything like that due to certain calls that are made against your beloved Eagles on Sunday.
Nope.
Okay.
Trey, why are you negatively projecting bad calls against the Eagles already? Do we have some hate?
Because that's what he do. That's what he do. That's what he do. So, and you see, I'm not entertaining it. You see how I'm not entertaining.
Oh, you let
it go. So I'm not even entertaining. I ain't broke nobody. I ain't never broke a TV or nothing of that.
So this is so. Let me just give you a little background. I feel so disrespected by Bishop. And you'll say I'm so disappointed in him because I understand taking it. It's the fact that he accepted that win over the San Francisco 49ers.
Seven. What I will not allow this dude to do. 7. This is what I will not allow this dude to do. He's sitting here now. He has the audacity, mind you, prior to the game, because we do got to get over into this NBA. Prior to the game, I don't know why you're showing that. They are losers. Prior to the game, oh, my 49ers are going to win. Oh, we got the best rushing offense. We got the best rushing offense in the league. Blah, we got the number 1 defense in the league. Blah, 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 blah. Now, come game time, game is over. We thrash him 31-7. I tell this guy, you better watch out for Riddick. You better watch out for our defense. They're no joke. Riddick puts the 3rd string quarterback out on a fluke hit. It wasn't even looking at it, you would never thought he messed up his shoulder like that. But but he did.
Elbow.
Messed up his elbow like that. Knocks him out. Comes in. Here comes the 4th string quarterback. He comes in. Riddick knocks him out. Puts him in concussion protocol. He asked
why you put emphasis on concussion? It sounds like you're advocating for pain and injury.
No, I'm not advocating. I'm just telling you facts. Are those not facts? What happened? Those are facts.
Yes, but right? You're emphasizing those.
I'm not emphasizing. All I said, concussion protocol. Now
that's no different from me saying
Monday 7. He gonna ask me, do I accept that? Do I accept that win? Is that a legitimate? Why wouldn't I? They played the game. Now, if it was different, if it was the Rams game versus the Bengals game, and the game wasn't finished, and they still gave the Bengals the win, or the Rams, whichever team, they gave whoever it was the win. Bills. I'm saying Rams. Bills. I meant the Bills. Gave Bills the win. Then that would have been something different. I'd have been like, yeah, okay, because the game didn't finish. The game was over. The clock read zeros. Y'all were 7. We had 31. Why would I not accept? He said, do you really accept that win? Hell yeah. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I accept the win? It is not our fault, which I told you that Riddick was going to do what he did.
With that mindset, if I was an owner, I would not draft you.
I wouldn't care. I would get drafted. I wouldn't care.
If you came to my combine, I would be like, no, we're not drafting them with that mindset.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if you wouldn't draft me because guess what? Somebody else is going to draft me because somebody likes my mindset. 7, am I wrong? Am I wrong, 7? Please let me know.
No, Definitely got valid point on both sides. I actually feel both of y'all.
I see. I would draft 7 because I like how he just deflected that and made it about. See, that's saying 7 would be. I would draft 7 definitely. I would draft. I wouldn't draft you, Bishop.
Look, no, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear CMC was complaining that the NFL should have more than.
Well, they said that. They said it should be more than they should have because the San Francisco 49ers couldn't have. They needed more quarterbacks in their situation. They was down to a 4th-string quarterback. Like they should have had opportunity to have 2 backup quarterbacks as opposed to just the one in Josh Johnson, and that's what basically.
So let me ask you this real quick. Now I know we got to get to NBA, but Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't play because I don't think he was on IR. He couldn't play.
Clear. He wasn't cleared. He hadn't been cleared. The expectation was that he was going to be cleared next week, so he could have been in the Super Bowl, possible for Super Bowl. But he didn't. Yeah, we knew that one. He didn't clear. He wasn't cleared of his injury.
Oh, y'all might as well have cleared him that game because y'all know what was the point in clearing him for something that he wasn't gonna make it to. Yeah, like,
what I'm not going to do is continue to sit here and be religiously badgered by you, Bishop. I had to put up.
How you gonna clear? See, and this is the same guy, 7. This is the same guy was talking about. You shouldn't play Jalen Hurts. Don't play Jalen. He's hurt. No, we
now look.
Yeah. Exactly, 7. Now don't play Jalen. You should rest him enough. You're not guaranteed another week. You're not guaranteed.
7. I asked
what does this? Okay,
where are you going?
Let me ask you real quick.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you real quick. Because we have 2 black quarterbacks into starting against each other in the Super Bowl.
Black history, baby.
Definitely.
Black history. During Black History Month. Let's go.
You can't guarantee that this is happening again or this is going to be a trend, but is there any tone that we could say is going to be set because of Jalen and Patrick Mahomes being in the Super Bowl? Do you see possibly more of a focus on black quarterbacks being drafted instead of just, playing different positions? Like, do you think this is going to have any effect?
So I think myself personally, I think that it has already transgressed and transcended to that due to the skill sets that African Americans possess when it comes at the quarterback position. Some similar to Patrick Mahomes isn't a mobile quarterback, but he can be mobile. And what you're starting to see more other races or other ethnicities like Josh Allen, Daniel Jones that can get outside the pocket if need be. So I think that's the skill set in which people are going to, of course, if we're starting to have people with strong arms. Of course, I still think that prototypically Michael Vick was that person. Michael Vick had an arm and he could get loose outside the pocket. And so now with people like Robert Griffin, Colin Kaepernick, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, that is what they're going more to, because to be able, like the days of Tom Brady, that you can drop back, good pocket passer, but you're having problems. We just seen a mobile quarterback win the Heisman, and he had other mobile quarterbacks were behind him. So I think that's what it's going to be. It's just so happened that African Americans or individuals of color are the ones that are a little more productive in that set, and that's where it's going to. Bishop.
So in my opinion, right, I feel like it can possibly do that, but I think our focus right now, and especially being like what one of the main issues is in the NFL or across the board in all sports is African Americans in head coaching positions. I feel like if we put, if it's not we, but if they allow more African American head coaches, then we would probably see more of a chance of black QBs facing one another in Super Bowls. So I feel like we need to address that first and focus on getting more head coaches that have African American descent or black head coaches in the league. Therefore, it will trend to see more facing of black quarterbacks against one another. In my opinion, I do think it's a major. I do think this is a major thing. 2023, the first time we've had 2 black quarterbacks face each other during Black History Month, which is phenomenal. For it to happen during Black History Month, that's going down in the history books. You know what I'm saying? For that to happen. But that is definitely a great question, Seven. But I do think it lies within coaching first, because I think right now they're cool with us being just quarterbacks, but they're not cool with us being head coaches.
For this, 3 head coaches in the NFL right now? 4?
I think right now 3 or 4. 3 or 4.
Because we have
Black. We got 3. I think Black.
It's Tom. It have Tomlin, D'Amico Ryans, and Mike McDaniels in Miami. And then of course, you have 3, and then of course you have other people of color. You have what's the Commanders coach? Ron Rivera. You got Robert Saleh. And so I wonder where we're going next. Who's going to be the Carolina coach? I'm not Carolina. The coach for the Colts going forth eventually.
Right.
With the enemy is in for it, a couple of others. So, of course, if we say, shout out to Steve Wilkes. He's got hired as a defensive coordinator for the 49ers. So the game just rewinds. So, yeah, definitely a good question, Seven. Really to bring it back to for the culture, of course, Black History Month, and bringing another emphasis on and spotlight again to African-American quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Facing off, so there's guaranteed to be one.
Right.
I'm very sure. Let's go, Patrick Mahomes. So getting into this NBA, the NBA is where it's at. NBA action is fantastic. As you see up in 8, you had 9 games last night. It had a lot. As we know, the NBA deadline for trading is upon us today. You know what I'm saying? 1500 Eastern Standard Time, 1400 Central Standard Time, in which is got until. And just as we thought, you know what I'm saying? I thought LA was doing some things, of course. We had a plethora of trades. Would y'all say 3 within the last? So you had Russell Westbrook, who's been traded. Kevin Durant has been traded.
Which I said Russell Westbrook should have been traded a long time ago. But you
Kyrie Irving has been traded. That's potential Hall of Famers. Well, one of them is definitely a Hall of Famer. In which they all have been traded and moved out.
7.
Yes,
You're
sir.
a basketball star. You're a basketball star because he gonna slide that in there, and I think I ain't gonna catch it. You're a basketball guy. Is Russell Westbrook a first ballot HOF? See, his pause right there makes me know he know where I'm going. Why I said what I said. His pause lets me know. But go ahead. I appreciate you. Take your time, Seven.
If I'm a voter, no. If I'm a voter, no. But because I'm not, his numbers do definitely match first ballot.
Fact.
That's not my argument. When I compare him to his peers of these other first ballot Hall of Famers at that position, they aren't the mistake makers that Russell Westbrook is. And usually with a true super, your mental game, the basketball IQ catches up to your physical ability once you get late into your career. That's what makes you so great. You see how Jordan, his mental game caught up with his physical game and how great he became. Kobe the same way. LeBron the same way. I'm not putting Russell on the same stratosphere as those 3 guys, but his basketball IQ has never seemed to improve the later the older he has gotten, and he just makes too many mistakes. So he's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. His numbers definitely, I guess, warrant him being first ballot. But if I was a voter, I'm not going first ballot because he makes way more mistakes than the other peers of his at that position. That's Hall of Fame and first ballots.
Thank you, 7. Thank you.
So, okay, I got that. So you know what? I completely started this off wrong, 7. So what we do whenever we have somebody,
what you making that statement that he's a Hall of Famer? That part first ballot. That part.
That was the wrong part.
Right there. That's where you made your mistake.
So technically, I didn't say it was Russell Westbrook. I just said
you wasn't talking about. You only named 2. You only named 2 people. You only
I named
named 2
three.
people.
I named three. I said Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. You
knew. Trey, don't you sit here and do that. You knew damn well you was talking about Russell Westbrook. You knew that.
Everyone reserves the right to change their mind. And all I said is
good point, 7. That's what I'm saying. Good point.
So
thank you, 7.
So this is so what we always do when we have someone new that comes on and we get into the NBA topic.
Let's get it.
NBA person 7, we ask the same question. Who is your Mount Rushmore of basketball? That's WNBA, NBA. Who's your Mount Rushmore of basketball?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Magic Johnson.
Okay.
And last but not least,
that 4th spot is hard.
I'm going with Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, I like it.
I'm going with Wilt over Kareem. I'm being biased because I don't like Kareem. Bill Russell, I'm not jacking that. Yeah.
I like it though. That's a good list. That's a good list. Now, let me ask you this: what's your Mount Rushmore?
Stolen valor.
What's your 4 Mount Rushmore? Do you have LeBron up there because of what he just accomplished, or would you have still put LeBron up there regardless of what he just accomplished?
Nah, man, I had LeBron being the greatest of all time about 3, 4, 5 years ago. He's always
is he greater than LeBron? Is he greater than Jordan in your opinion?
Absolutely, without a
question. Lord!
I be listening to the debate, the storyline. I gotta get off the bus, Bishop. I gotta get off the bus there, Bishop. I don't be jacking this Jordan thing. I'm not. We watched Jordan fall from his apex, right? I'm just saying, bro. We watched Jordan fall from his apex before, right?
Yes.
Once he got to Washington, it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen LeBron, who's done this longer, fall from his apex yet. He's still playing at the highest level. That's what I think it boils down to me.
We were 7. We were so good.
I mean, this guy's about to. He surpassed Magic Johnson in assists this season. He just passed Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to pass Gary Payton on the all-time list in steals before it's over with. It doesn't get no better than that, bro.
All I'm gonna say is this, though. All I'm gonna say is this, 7. All them people in which you name: Gary Payton, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, even Wilt Chamberlain. You know what? All 5 of them had in common that's different than what LeBron had.
What's that?
They all went to college. LeBron came straight out of high school. That's 4 years more stats that he stacked. 4 years more of stats that he stacked. That makes a huge difference. Huge. That's 4 years that we're talking. How many games is that? That's over 400 and something more games.
A lot of minutes.
Yeah, a lot of minutes and a lot of games.
A lot of minutes.
Would he have accomplished that? Now, mind you, I do not take anything away from LeBron because, again, Kobe had that same opportunity and he didn't accomplish that. But that's why now, in my opinion, LeBron James has hopped over Kobe Bryant because they both came out of high school. So therefore, he has to be put over Kobe Bryant, in my opinion. He has to, because they both did the exact same thing. But in my opinion, I'm not taking anything away from LeBron James. He did. I was one of the first. I watched the game the other night when he accomplished it. I was one of the first to congratulate and put it on my Facebook page. Congratulations to King James for being the all-time leading scorer. I did say that. However, when anybody comes up and brings about it and says all the things in which LeBron has accomplished, please do not leave out the fact that he has 4 extra years than all the greats. 4. Because he came out of high school. That's 4 years of stats that he was able to stack upon all the greats. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, well, and you're right. You're absolutely right, Bishop. And to be honest, a lot of people don't take that angle when we have this debate that includes LeBron. And I think it's definitely valid. But let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Whose fault is it that Michael Jordan wasn't ready to come straight out of high school? Whose fault with it? Because Kareem can't. Whose fault with it was it that Kareem didn't come straight out of high school?
Right.
I don't even know if that was an option, but I don't want to
think it
blame.
was back
I don't
then,
want to
but-
blame LeBron for being blessed to be able to have these 4 extra seasons. But I kind of get it when you talk about numbers. That's a lot of. I don't know, man. You make a good point. I would just really have to look at his numbers, and if I take what are we taking away the first 4 seasons of LeBron's career?
The first 4 years.
Now, if we take away the
I think
first 4 years, and if his numbers still add up, do we still have an argument? Because
we don't.
His legacy.
We don't.
Okay.
We don't. But then again, we do. You do that now. Out of those 5 people, those 5 players in which you named who did go to college, you actually got to take 6 off for Jordan because he retired and came back after a 2-year hiatus from NBA.
So at this point, you're making excuses for Jordan at this point in this
I'm
conversation.
not making excuses. Those are facts. That's not an excuse. Those are facts. Again,
But
just like
that
you
was
said,
Jordan
like Seven
retired.
said, I got it. And totally understand that. That was
Or
his
you
choice.
could even only take off 2 years from LeBron because Jordan was gone 2 years himself. So it's like
Michael cheated the game. I felt like Jordan cheated the game. LeBron never cheated the game. At the 93, when Michael Jordan had retired the first time, the real reason why he had to step away, I felt like he cheated the game. LeBron never did it. That's as far as the gambling and the black eye on the league and David Stern, kind of backdooring, telling them to go ahead and retire. It would look real bad for the NBA brand. That was really bad, but it went under the radar because of who he was.
Because he left.
Kobe did the same thing. Kobe cheated the game at times, quitting in the middle of a game, demanding. I ain't gonna say demanding trades is cheating the game, but Kobe definitely had his moments. LeBron never cheated the game. His 20 seasons to me. That's why
he didn't cheat the game. However, Seven, what I will not allow you to do is one thing Kobe and Magic Magic either, or Michael Jordan never did was chase rings. Neither one of them chased rings. None of them. They got their rings legitimately with the squad that they had. None of them chased rings. Michael got all 6 of his with the Chicago Bulls. Kobe got all of his with the LA Lakers. They never went to team up with somebody else. Now, did they bring in other players to help Mike and help Kobe? Absolutely. But not one time.
See, that's the.
Go ahead.
You're right. No, you're right. But that's what I'm saying, though, Bishop. They didn't have to go anywhere because they were in markets that stars would come to.
Talk to them.
Chicago had the Scottie Pippens. It come to Michael Jordan right in his lap. The Dennis Rodmans.
But they got Scottie Pippen 2 years after Jordan was drafted. Mind you,
when Michael got
drafted, the Chicago Bulls had one of the worst records in the NBA.
Team. Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything individually to change that narrative. That's another reason why I'll be wondering why do y'all put so much clout on Jordan when he didn't do nothing to change the narrative in those first couple of years. But fine, I'll leave that alone. But Pippen and Robin and the rest of these guys fell in his lap. With Kobe, Shaquille O'Neal fell in his lap. Paul Gasol, Metta World Peace, Lamar Odom, these guys fell in their lap. And these guys were in marketplaces that stars would want to come to. No one wanted to come to Cleveland to play with LeBron in his first stint. So it would have been impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like you asked, it really would have been impossible for LeBron James to win a championship in that first stint of Cleveland. Not just with the roster he had, there was going to be no opportunity. There was no stars that was going to come. The only possible opportunity they had was to have Paul George come in. When that didn't happen, nobody was going to come. So he went to Miami. And we talk about chasing championships. Miami wasn't a championship team. He created that vibe. He did that for 4 years, went to Cleveland, created a new championship vibe. Went to LA, created another championship vibe.
Asterisk. But okay, yeah.
That's not this dude with the ass. Don't. All my
bubble
life,
chip.
Man.
Yeah, the bubble chip.
Bubble chip. That's what he did.
There you go.
We can call it the bubble because it was the bubble. It was the bubble. However, it wasn't an asterisk. That's my quarrel.
That's an asterisk, bro.
No, it's a bubble.
Bro.
It's just as simple as that. It's the bubble. That's it. It was the bubble. That's it.
He did. I feel like he ring chased. I feel like I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand where Seven is coming from. No one wanted to go play in Cleveland. I, however, I'm a believe in my opinion, and Pippen was not Pippen his first few years in the NBA. Facts. My thing is, right, I don't feel like no one wanted to play him. When you're coming out of college or even coming out of high school, right? And help me out if y'all disagree. One of the main things is, and this is even in any sport, including football, we saw it happen with Eli Manning. When you coming out and you getting drafted, in the back of your mind, you already got in your mind who you in the front of your mind, you already know where you want to go. You know where you want to go. In the back of your mind, you got, but I sure don't want to go there. This is where I don't want to go. Please, Lord, do not let them pick me. That's you know what I'm saying? You got that in your head. I'm pretty sure when it was all said and done, Mike didn't probably really want to go to Chicago when he was first drafted, because there was other teams he probably could have wanted to go to, but he got drafted by Chicago. LeBron went to Cleveland because LeBron was from Cleveland. I feel like they picked him up clearly because he was from Cleveland, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
So he went to Cleveland because he was the neighborhood, he was the city, the state hero, young talent phenom coming out of high school. Feel like that's why. Now, mind you, I feel like all these players that was coming out of college at the time in which LeBron was in Cleveland, first thing they out of my, man, I'm coming out of college. I'm older than this cat. I got more skills, more talent than this. I don't want to go over here and play with this young dude, because 9 times out of 10, they thinking in their head, at least this is what I'm thinking, they thinking, man, I'm not finna go over here and babysit this dude. I'm gonna have to carry the team, all of this and that and the other. This dude ain't ready. I mean, he could ball, but he ain't like me. No, I don't want to go to Cleveland. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But LeBron, this is again why I say what I said about being the college thing. Michael solidified and made his name in the Tar Heels. Him and Worthy made their names out there in North Carolina. So when you see or hear about yourself, Michael Jordan, we knew the first few years of Michael Jordan, he was all about dunk. Michael Jordan didn't really develop his game, like you said, until his mind met up with everything. He started developing his game, his shot, all of that.
It was Air Jordan at first, right?
That part. Yep. You knew coming out of college, man, I got an opportunity to play with Michael Jordan. This dude is right now is about to have his own shoe. This dude is doing all these things over there in Chicago. So yeah, it was more tasteful, to go to Chicago. While the Pippins and, like you said, all these other players, the Kerrs and all of them decided to make it over there to Chicago. I feel like, again, in my opinion, I feel like when it comes to LeBron, in a way, I feel like it did kind of hurt him. The fact that he did come out straight out of high school because he was so young, and people didn't want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was a phenom that was about to change history, as we just saw. So you don't really want to, I mean, you being a basketball player, been around basketball all your life and all of that, when you out there playing pickup games, you know who you want to play with and who you don't want to play with.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Regardless of how good or bad they are. Right. Certain characteristics or certain unknown elements make you not even want to rock with them. Right.
That part. And because of LeBron being young, 18, coming out of high school, a lot of people think, man, this dude is immature. He's not gonna have the mindset we have coming out of college because we've got the experience. He's just coming out of playing out of high school, so the game is definitely different. I'm not ready to play with a guy like that. I want a more seasoned player as a teammate. And that's just my take, Seb. That's just me.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
So I can get it. I just like, I'll be honest, just now, and when you look at it for all the things in which Seven said has been the reason why I have started to transverse towards is LeBron. I mean, it's not because he's in a Lakers uniform, but it's like, is he, like, when you look at that, like, this dude is top 5 in a lot of categories when it comes at, and he's surpassed some of the greats in these categories in which we give hail to at the intake. So that's why I'm looking at, like, just like I'm starting to change the tide on the whole Kobe thing. Like, Kobe was a good player.
He was a great player.
Okay.
Can't give him good. You got to give him great.
He was a great player. But why
Only
all the
other player.
accolades? Why is he treated in a certain way with in-state? Like, and I just look at that. Like, he was like, before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had a trophy, Kobe had a trophy named after his namesake. You know,
He's the only
I
other player. You know what I'm saying? He's the only person. What, 81 against Raptors? 81 points? No one's done that.
The closest one.
Yeah.
All 19 seasons with the same
team
organization.
Yeah. So it's like so that's what I look at it like, you know what I'm saying? So I now, as I do more in doing this thing that we do, it brings more as like, you got to be more conscious. It goes away from the fan aspect to a true analyst aspect, to where you got to dissect it and look at it completely different. And that's why, like Seven was just saying, Bishop had some point. We looked at it from a whole different perspective of LeBron has had a running start, you know what I'm saying, to get to where he is,
to these numbers.
Yeah, to these numbers. But then when he said that, it made me think about, Jordan was gone for 2 years, but on the opposite side of the spectrum, had Jordan not been gone for them 2 years, where would he have been on an all-time list as well? Would he?
But then there's so many other things.
And I have to agree. I'm glad Seven said what he said though about Jordan, because I completely forgot about the debacle in regards to the betting thing and why Jordan really, really retired. A lot of people don't remember that. Forgot, because it was so pushed to the back burner, because it was such a thing of Michael Jordan retires on top, because he had just won a championship. So he had just won three, and just retired, and then retires out of all of a sudden. Like I totally forgot about that, Seven. I did. I completely forgot.
And I just feel like I said, and maybe I'm using the wrong word, but because Michael Jordan, every time he played, he gave it his all. I'm not trying to say Michael cheated the game as far as, not giving us 100%, but I just honestly feel like, man, coming off of a three-peat, you ain't even really reached your prime. Can you imagine the great basketball we could have gotten as fans in 94 and 95 from Michael and the Bulls? We might could have seen possibly 8 straight championships, because he came right back and won 3. So I'm like, yo, you cheated the fans, you cheated the community, being selfish with this gambling thing, and you got caught up. It worked out for you, but we possibly could have seen even more greatness, and it wouldn't even be a debate for LeBron.
It wouldn't be a debate. That part.
That part. Let me ask you this, Don. We all spoke or not spoke. We all saw the what has happened within the last 36 hours, and I'm sure Trey was about to get to it.
I was just about to get to it. Yeah,
he was about to get to it, but I know one thing out of all what we've seen, and Trey will probably elaborate. Who do you think was the biggest winner of this week of these trades? We see one there. Who do you think? What team what team? Let's say. Let me ask you. It's a 2-part question. What team and what player benefited the most of all the trades within the last 36 hours?
Go ahead, Seven. You can rock with it.
The Kevin Durant trade answers both questions, because before this happened, if you would have asked me that, it would have been Russell Westbrook and the Lakers for re-signing that rat back to their team. I can't believe that they got this rat back in uniform. But I would have said Russell, because he now has an opportunity to be bought out, and he now has an opportunity to
go wherever
where he goes. Correct. And I thought the Lakers, I felt like, even though they got the rat, I felt like things that they needed on paper, him and the other cat, they helped kind of cross some of those T's, got some of those eyes. Yeah. But Kevin Durant to Phoenix,
that is a monster.
Individually, Kevin Durant couldn't have found a better landing spot.
Right.
They just got a new owner last week. The Phoenix Suns culture has just been amazing the last couple of years. They just went to the finals not too long ago. Chris Paul, he got to get on his knees and thank God, because Chris Paul was just saved. He just was given another lifeline. And then, we got in Devin Booker. Phoenix, to me, waking up this morning, is the all favorite to represent the Western Conference in my eyes. I think the championship is Phoenix's to lose at this point, bro.
Woo!
I hate to say it.
He done spoke word. That
That's
West Coast conference, boy, he done spoke word.
Bro, the West is
West
back.
Coast. That West is boy, they done traded
Damn.
everything from the East to the West. Everything.
Yeah.
It's
So,
And
of
that's
course-
Ja Morant just opened his big mouth and said that he was good in the Western Conference. And now look, everybody now is going over the West.
So of course,
Now,
if you would sleep and just and hadn't woke up and heard about it, a bevy of different trades went on yesterday. Of course, what I thought was the one that was the end all be all was the trading of Russell Westbrook to
Utah.
let me make sure. Yeah, back to Utah, in which Russell Westbrook was traded. Russell Westbrook and Juan Toscano Anderson as well was traded from LA. Also in the trade, Damian Jones and the LA Lakers 2027 first round pick was traded to Utah Jazz. Mike Conley, Nickeil Anderson-Walker, and picks go to Minnesota, and the Lakers secure bringing D'Angelo, as Seven calls him the rent, D'Angelo Russell back to the Lakers, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. And what was a 3-team trade. I thought that was it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't exactly the greatest of trades, blockbuster, but of course that was the hottest trade at that time. Additionally, also Josh Hart was traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the
Knicks.
to the
Knicks.
New York Knicks. Yeah, to the New York Knicks. But as you know, they got to get better than that because Josh Hart
was Kyrie.
Was in warm-ups doing that. You know, when he found out they was in warm-ups, he thought he was about to play, in which they got traded. So you had that situation.
He was in warm-ups for real?
Yeah, they remember they did that to what's his name?
Barnes
a couple of years ago when they played in Oklahoma. So you had that situation. Hart is now a Knick. Of course, Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic teamed up. Kyrie played last night, dropped 24. We'll get to that in momentarily. But the Woj bomb, as me and Seven was talking about right before Bishop go on, the Woj bomb that got dropped off about 11:51 midnight or something like that Central Standard Time. The Phoenix Suns blockbuster trade, eclipsing that of the Lakers, sending Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns as well for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, 4 first-round picks, and a 2028 pick swap for Kevin Durant and TJ Warren. Even TJ Warren is a little sweetening of the pot in my opinion. When you look at now, you have Booker, Paul, Durant, Aiden, and now they them alone is a problem. Now you see them plug and play someone off the bench now to put them in. You have, like Seven was just saying, now you have a potential opportunity to where it could be about what's going on in the West. The West got stronger. The West got back
without
to what
question. Without question.
We're gonna probably see some separation, but they still got to do battle. Like we say this because we see this greatness right now, potentially in front of us as Bush pulls up what that might be, what that might look like.
That's a problem. Ooh, that's a problem.
Is it really a problem though? I mean, it's a problem. What? But is it enough of the problem? Like they ain't stopped making fire teams when they made this team. It was already some teams because I was looking at the Denver. But do you really think already?
But do you really think Russell and them going to the Lakers is going to compete with this right here?
Probably not that, but it's other teams that I think that can.
Who?
Like the Lakers.
Name
Denver.
one.
I think Denver got a problem out there.
No way. No,
you don't think so?
I disagree. No way. I disagree.
Denver Nuggets.
Yeah,
I disagree, bro.
Michael Porter.
Denver will never represent the West. No way.
I just think they got a problem out there.
The only team that may have a possibility, in my
Golden
opinion,
State.
Thank you.
That's it.
I'll be those team with that.
You cannot deny those guys, bro.
You can't deny those guys.
Dallas is a player away from being one. Dallas is a player away. They too tight. They need one other player. If Dallas had one more player, they could be.
Their defense is suspect. That's my thing about the
and that's why. They need a defensive anchor. That's why Dallas, and that's why I say Dallas can't do it. But everybody, Denver, no.
I'm gonna tell y'all what would shake it up. Yeah. I'm gonna give you, and we got what 4 hours, 3.5 hours left. 3.5 hours left.
Portland
Portland made a trade yesterday, right? Getting rid of Josh Hart, right? For
Oh
Cam
yeah.
Reddish.
Mhm.
If Damian Lillard leaves
Mm.
Portland today and goes to play with Kawhi and Kawhi and
Woo!
PG,
in LA.
then yeah,
The
then
Clippers
it's up.
is a problem.
Then it's up.
I can feel that.
Then it's up. Then it's up.
Yeah,
So keep
I
your
can
eye
feel that.
on Portland and Damian Lillard. I know Damian said he wants to stay. I know Portland said they want him to stay, but the reality is you're not going to get any stars to come to Portland and help Dame get anywhere. Like I think that relationship is done. The whole loyalty thing, I don't think nobody's looking like that. Damian is wasting a lot of prime years
Over
in
there.
this
He's
team,
Marcus.
so I think it's time to go.
He's Marcus Aldridge all over again.
Yeah, he is. It would be it was Kevin Durant took over last night. Damian Lillard would take over today if Portland does a deal to get him out
So,
of
Seven,
Portland and LA.
what if we seen Dame match up with his old teammate and head out to New Orleans?
I think that's part of the reason why they moved him.
Him and CJ don't work.
Yeah.
You don't think him and CJ work together?
Yeah, I think that's some of the reason they moved him to begin with.
Not that they don't work together. I don't like that. Like you got them two, you got Zion and Brandon Ingram. Like
Right.
they good names, but the chemistry. I don't know how that pot of food would taste once you put all the ingredients in. That's some gumbo. That's some real gumbo for New Orleans. Let's keep it real. Yeah, that's some real gumbo, Bishop. You might have a point. I don't know.
Right, and that's my thing. I'm thinking like because I totally agree with you, Seven, in regards to Dame. He is wasting time out of
Is
Portland.
there a better team the link game with to be oppositional to those teams that have been built? Is there a better team to Dame in the West for Dame to go where he can do that? Like it's just gonna be all alone. Like oh man, it just made this just caused a problem. Is there anywhere besides the Clippers in which Dame could go where it'd be like oh yeah
out west?
In
LA,
West.
the Lakers.
Yeah, but we know that's not gonna happen because they just got what's his name.
Yeah,
Who?
I don't see that
Because they just got D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Yeah, he can't be traded. He's not gonna. He couldn't be traded till next year. But I'm talking about for the teams that haven't. So of course we got, like we just said, Denver. We got Utah.
No.
Sacramento.
No.
Like he said, I think the Clippers is the only one.
Dame needs to win. He needs to increase his chances to win that Larry O'Brien trophy. This isn't about him finding a location he's gonna be independently successful. He needs to be put in position to be successful.
I don't think it's
might not be a lot of opportunity in the West.
I don't think it's the Clippers only because you see what goes on with Kawhi and PG. Like I don't think it's the Clippers. I think he'll be back to square one. It's just like okay, we know what we could have glimpse of, but it ain't
no
going
way.
out here.
You think if he with the Clippers here had the same results as in Portland?
Yeah, only because it'd just be him. You gonna get it like PG. Go ahead.
Why you say that? Go ahead.
Russell Westbrook being bought out of Utah this week and going to the Clippers will be a problem.
Somewhere.
That's the last thing the Lakers want to see is Russell,
and that's what they're probably going to
the hall.
Across
disrespect he felt.
Yeah.
Russell is aiming to get back in LA.
Yeah. When he's disrespected, he plays a whole different type of, you know what I'm saying? Russell's one of those players that when he feels like he got to do it, he's going to go get it. And he did that the other night when we lost. When LeBron broke the record, it was Russell that
he
started
was balling,
playing.
but he started having turnovers too. Like Seven said before, he started turning the ball over a lot, and they lost that game.
First ballot, yo. That's
facts. Yeah. He started turning the ball over, and that was costly.
So it was. And then saying before we get into this picking and stuff like that, real quick, what do y'all think about the whole? Is there too much being made and said and bringing up the fact of the whole thing about AD not cheering when LeBron broke the record and the glimpse and the videos and the pictures of him sitting on the bench? Like, okay. Is that too much being made of it, or do you think there's, like you said earlier, where there's smoke, there's fire?
Listen, man, we are content creators, so even media content creators, we're going to take a little bit and make a whole lot. This is what we do.
Yes. I
I
said the
don't
same
think
thing last night. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. We can't
We ain't
speak
see.
for AD, but
Mhm.
this is what we do. So it's just a part of the process. I don't feel like he's a hater. He hasn't shown any hate. Some people feel like he was upset that he wasn't on the court to be with LeBron at the time. I don't really know the specifics. I don't think we'll never know the truth.
Mhm.
But I don't even. That's not a situation that I'm putting a lot of mustard on. I know I reported it on it, but I just honestly reported it on it for the clout because I knew it was going to be news, and it wound up being one of the hottest talked about stories.
Talking about
yesterday.
after the aftermath. And you know what? But I
Yep.
see because I mean it's a soundbite that was out there that they ran during the game to where LeBron, when he was sitting on the court with the sideline with AD during that time frame, he was like, "I love you, man," and he was like, and AD apologized for something. And then LeBron's like, "No, it's all right, man. I love you. I'll just let you know I love you." So I didn't get a chance. And in the moment, I didn't think it was anything except for they just caught it. You know, it was microphones everywhere at these events. So it just happened that they caught it. But now when they try to bring this, I was like, I wonder what that transition back and forth between them was initially, because I think I missed what AD said. And LeBron came back and said, he's like, "I'm just letting you know, man, I love you." You know what I'm saying? "I'm just telling you I love you." And so, but of course, like you said, and that's the same thing. I was talking to
Wait a minute, what
talking
am I miss? Who LeBron talking about he love him? Who are you telling that to?
to AD.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we talked about it last night. Whereas, like, I was like, that's what I was like. I haven't seen it in any other media ones like we watch and stuff like that. That's on TV. It's all about people, other people like us, like content creators that have pointed it out and made it a point to bring out. So, so definitely. So, we'll see. Like I said, if there's a reason, it'll be if there's a reason, it'll come out. Additionally, okay, Jakob Poeltl has gone back to the Raptors. He's now he was acquired in return for Kim Birch in a 2023 first round draft pick and a second future second round pick in exchange for him as a center. I think that was it. But like you said, we have a possibility to see it's still some time left.
Like
Of
you said,
course,
4 hours, right? 4 hours. We got about 4 hours.
Ben Simmons hasn't been moved, so we'll see how that goes. And because Ben Simmons basically said
the trash. He should be moved to the trash can.
Give him some time, man.
No, man, ain't nobody get
for what? He had enough time.
Seven, talk on it. Speak on Ben, please. Please speak on Ben. Please tell me your thoughts about Ben.
Simmons has had an ample enough time. He out here faking injuries. This guy's a fraud, bro. I don't know what y'all.
A fraud.
I gotta get a new television. Yeah, he's a fraud. Ben Simmons.
So
you see him try to sue his ex-fiance for the $800,000 ring
for the
engagement ring.
What?
That story.
No.
That's the only ring he cares about. That's how you know that. Like, that's the only ring he gonna get. That's the only ring he really cares about, bro. I ain't jacking Ben Simmons. Trash.
So, of course, we have been talking about a certain thing in which we was going to do. Bishop, all my life, I have to deal with these things in which I have to sit up and go back and forth with Bishop on. So, of course, now that's what we have. 7 here for to sit up to basically keep us
quarterback this thing.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Appreciate you. Let's do it.
And Bishop are going to pick. I'm picking for the West. Bishop is the East, as we've seen. We already know we have one player piece on our roster, that being LeBron for the West and Giannis for the East. We know there's some players that aren't going to play, but we're going to draft it as such as well right now so we can get it, and then so be it after this. But this is for what's right now.
Okay, let's go.
And so 7, if you would, coin flip to figure out who's going first.
All right, man. Big up to the NBA community, man. You guys are now tuned into the First Formation podcast. We got Trey and the GOAT Bishop is in the building. It's draft pick time for the All-Star game. Everybody that's in here, man, make sure y'all smash that like button, share the video. It is about to go down. Let's flip this thing right here, man. Trey, call it, please.
Tails never fails.
It is tails.
You know
who's
what?
Going first.
Bishop, you go ahead. Rocky, you go ahead. Get my 8 Mile on. You go first.
All right, so we got Bishop in the building who's repping what? the Eastern Conference, the
Team
Western
Giannis.
Conference.
Yes.
No,
The
Eastern.
Team Giannis.
Team Giannis.
The Eastern.
Yeah, Team
Team
Giannis.
Giannis.
So what we know is we have to
Okay.
pick out the first team. I mean, out the first 8 because those are the starters, and then after that we go back.
So
and
that's
forth.
all the stars. What's all
The
the
stars
stars,
are
right?
yes, the stars are the. So we have to pick between the first those going forth. So you know, what I'm saying Bishop is on you. Bro. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I don't want to take. Go ahead. 7. Go ahead.
So I'm first.
Yeah,
So-
Bishop is going first with the number 1 draft pick for Team Giannis. Bishop goes with.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go take my boy Kevin Durant.
I knew it. I knew this dude
Let's
was gonna
go,
do that.
Kevin
KD.
Durant. Let's go.
Bishop starting off with KD. Now, Trey, are you taking notes or do you need me to document?
No, I got it. I write it out. You'll say so. Giannis Bishop has Giannis and KD. That's his start. 2 of his starting 5 already. Okay, I see it.
Okay, so Bishop has Giannis and KD for starters.
Okay.
You have LeBron, and who is your next pick, Trey, for the Eastern Conference, right?
Yeah,
Western
for the
Conference.
Western Conference.
Western
Western
Yeah,
for the
Team
Western.
LeBron.
I'm sorry.
So LeBron and my pick will be Luka.
No, he
Okay.
went with Luka.
So Trey Gore with Luka to pair up with LeBron first. All right, Bishop, next pick of the 2023 All-Star Draft Player Pool is on you for Team Giannis.
Right. So he went Luka. I got KD. So with Giannis, so I would be crazy. It would be crazy for me not to pick. Crazy.
I mean, it might be. It might not be.
No, but I got to know but I've got to pick the Joker. I'm taking Nikola Jokic.
I didn't expect you to go that way. Okay.
The Joker. So let me get
So
the
Bishop
Joker.
is going with Nikola Jokic. So you got Giannis, KD, and Joker. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
That is
Trey
correct, sir.
is starting off with LeBron. You said Luka, correct?
Yes.
And for your next pick for the player pool of the All-Star 2023 NBA Draft in Utah, Trey, you are going with who?
The chef. We cooking. Let's go. We have to keep in mind this is an all-star game. We going with Stephen Curry. Wardell is on the squad.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Bishop, you up. Now, Bishop, you got a lot of size. You got a lot of rim protection. You definitely got some shooting ability, some offensive ability. You got the Joker. You're looking at 7 feet down there. You're looking at Giannis with a 7-foot wingspan. Of course, you're looking at KD, of course, with a 7-foot wingspan. Big guys. Who you going with your next pick?
So, with that being said, I'm glad you pointed that out, Seven. I'm glad you pointed it out. So, therefore, with the big 7-foot towers, that means it's going to be hard to come into the paint. But however, I need my backcourt to be just as dominant. So if I have my backcourt just now, he just picked Steph Curry, probably one of the best pure shooters in the league or ever to grace the hardwood floor. So with that, I got to take my man Kyrie, one of the best dribblers in the league, right there with Kyrie along with KD. But come on, it just makes sense.
My God. Okay, Trey, it is up for you now, man. We got 2 more picks for your starting 5. You have LeBron, Luka, Chef, and Curry. So Trey's squad is moving up and down the floor at an unbelievable pace. He got a lot of playmakers. He got champions. He got a nice squad. They all smaller. Who you going with your 4th pick to start?
See what you have here, Seven. This Bishop is making this hella easy for me, man. I thought he was going to put up more of a fight already. I'm already seeing a tone going in this first quarter in the first portion of that. So my next man I'm rocking with, of course, the man in green, Jason Tatum.
That's a good pick.
Oh, nice.
That's a good pick.
Good pick.
It was between him and Kyrie.
All right,
It's
up to Bishop now to round out his starting 5 for the player pool. This is repping Team Giannis and the Eastern Conference. Just to recap, Bishop already has Giannis, of course, Joker, KD, Kyrie Irving, and last but not least for the starting 5, Bishop, who you going with?
y'all know what it is. Trey said I'm making it easy for him, but he's really making it easy for me because that backcourt is about to be hellacious. I'm right to tell you. So all I'm gonna do, I'm sure Trey will understand this, and I know my man's 7 will understand this when I make this gesture.
Oh, it's time, baby. Dame time.
Dame time, baby.
Well, not daytime yet. It's left down
Where
to
is
even Donovan
Damon
Mitchell.
name
Yeah, he's over there, but he's the other person. So it's even. It has to be Donovan Mitchell or Zion Williamson.
Why it's got to be them two?
Because it's still those only ones that's left in the for the starters. They still have just 2 stars. There's 2 stars still left out there for the starters.
Oh my bad.
Because they had
why
Luka.
can't be Damon?
Because they had Luka as a starter at the backcourt instead of the front court. They had Luka and who was it? Luka and
Steph.
Yeah, and Donovan and Kyrie was the guards, the backcourt for starters on the other end. So it really was only 3 point guards.
Yeah, so now you have a pick between Donovan Mitchell or Zion Williamson, and then after this pick,
Bishop Trey did you dirty. He violated you, Bishop. He making you put y'all.
So I mean, he's going. I got Luka.
You got Luka. Okay.
So it's like now he has a pick between Donovan Mitchell or Zion Williamson, and then after this pick, you will be able to now everyone else is open to pick after this. So after this pick, if Damian Lillard is there, which he will be because you picking him.
I thought so. Okay, but I thought you said the first 8 was all starters.
The first 8, yeah, but there's still 2 more out there. Is Zion Williamson and Donovan Mitchell. They're the only 2 out there that still has a
two of the star names that y'all haven't picked yet.
Yeah. So you could choose one of them, and then after that, Dame Lillard will be able to be chosen.
Well, give me Donovan. I'll take Donovan. I'll take Donovan Mitchell.
Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So Bishop starting 5 for the 2023 NBA All-Star Game for Team Giannis is Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Spider-Man Donovan.
We smashing.
Ooh, that's a star-studded lineup. Trey, it's up to you, my brother.
You already know it's up. It's Zion.
LeBron, you going with Zion?
Yes, it's already go. Let's go. We smashing.
So we have LeBron, Luka, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, and Zion Williamson representing that Team LeBron gang for Trey. Okay.
But
reserve time quick, now.
Real quick, 7. What do you think about those 2 rosters right now?
Yeah, let's hear. Yeah, let's hear your input. Yeah, I want to hear what you say about the 2 lineups right there in the starting 5.
Man, this is
what up, Frat? What up, LB?
This is a legendary lineup. I think you guys did an excellent job. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at it from position wise. You know what I'm saying? As far as 2 guards, one. I'm looking at the talent that you guys put together, the possible chemistry. Y'all got superstars. Y'all didn't put all the superstars on one. Like y'all mixed it up. Y'all did a great job of that. This looking real good. This definitely looking good. I wouldn't change anything, to be honest. I like this.
Okay. Let's get your reserves. Go ahead. You going with Dame? Is that what you do?
Actually, let me switch my.
I know who you going with. But go ahead.
I'm going with. I am about to go with. No, you think you know. I am about to go with. Unfortunately, this man went down last night due to his own play. So
he's
playing
chess.
Because it ain't checkers. It ain't checkers. You damn right. It ain't checkers. You're right. Jaylen Brown, let's go. You think you're going to take Jason Tatum and get Jaylen Brown on the same spot? You out your mind, bro. You out your mind. Let's go. Give me Jaylen.
He tried it. He tried
it. I surely did. I surely would.
He got me with the rules, 7.
I surely was 7. I surely was setting them up. I said
that's why he set me up trying to. Oh, so you gonna go get Dame, huh? You gonna go get Dame? I knew. I said, hold on. There go Jaylen Brown. That's who he going.
All right, Trey, it's on you. I'm looking at your 5. You can use some size. What you doing? Are you gonna steal Bishop's thunder and get Dame, or you gonna look for some rim protection? What you doing?
Nah. We going with the man that I think is highly underrated. He's a problem in his own right. You know what, 7? I tend to think that we do great things here in the United States. Our homegrown talent is immense. Facts. But you know who really gets it in? Those foreigners. And this foreigner, which I'm about to pull up, is doing damage. He's done damage in three organizations at this point: Oklahoma City,
Okay.
Indiana
Okay.
Pacers. Now he's
Okay.
in Sacramento. Y'all see who it is. DeMontis Sabonis. Pull up, bro. Let's go. Let's rock.
Wow.
That's
early.
That's where he made his mistake. See, he made his mistake. He made his mistake there because see, this right here, I got it. So y'all talked about, Seven talked about, even Trey talked about how I have all these twin towers, these triple towers actually.
Let's go. Pull
with
up.
the 3 7-footers. But there's no way I can leave this man still on the board. He talked about foreigners. Well, let's go ahead and go with the foreigners. I'm going with Joel Embiid. I'm gonna take Joel Embiid to back up. You know what I'm saying? One of my big men. You know what I'm saying? Back up Giannis. I'm gonna take Joel Embiid. Let me get Joel. Let me get Joel over here on my squad, baby.
All right, Trey. So Bishop comes even harder with the interior dominance. Joel definitely got a exterior game as well, perimeter game. He's arguably number 2 in the MVP conversation right now. This was a big move. Damian is still up there. I'm surprised at this move by Bishop, but it was another solid one. Trey, who you going with your next reserve pick, bro?
I'm just gonna let you know I'm sunning this man. Seven. I'm sunning this guy. So and watch this setup, right? So again, like you said, size. Need size. But I think it's not just about size. It's about being able to mesh the best of both worlds, size and the ability to play. And so when you look at that, I think, the next man, another underrated, I'm all about the underdog, who even now, because we are talking about this and he is on this list, says something. Another foreigner that I'm going with, Lauri Markkanen.
Wow. The most improved this year. Okay.
So I like that pick. I kind of figured that was going to be his pick, though. I kind of estimated that to be his pick. And I like it. That was a real good pick, Trey. I can't knock you. But this pick right here is about to probably about to surprise.
Trey got all the white guys. What's up with that? Trey got all the white guys.
So even including Steph Curry, the lighter white guy. But anyway, the darkest of the white guys. Anyway, I'm gonna go with a guy, right? Which Trey, I'm sure didn't see this coming, but I feel like he's going to be, like he said, it takes chemistry. And I think this guy, a part of my lineup, is going to bring chemistry. He's definitely the standout guy for this team. He's playing great ball. We saw what he did the other night, despite the fact of being on the platform of what it was on the other night when LeBron broke the record. So I'm going to go with Alexander.
Cutting my legs from under me.
I'm taking Shea, the young stud, to come out and do his thing, baby.
Another possible most improved player. All right, so we went a little bit smaller this pick. Trey, you said you are giving Bishop this work, man. When you look at who Bishop has, he got the Joker, Giannis, KD, Kyrie. He got Spider-Man. Then he also picked up Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid, now SGA. What do you think Bishop is coming up short at with his picks?
Of course.
Too many big men?
Yeah, too many. It's too many big men. The only pick I can really give Bishop, where I say is he cut me. He really cut me. He cut my. I said I had a bunch of avenues, but that I really thought that Jalen was going to make. It's like, like you had Big Joker. You got Big Joker, a little Joker. You think this dude? I mean, you got Big Joker and you got the 2 of spades, but you got some aces too. You got more aces. You think that's going to ride through? That's what he did to me with Jaylen Brown. I didn't realize the deuce was still out there. Yeah, you set me up. I realized the deuce was still out there. So that's what he did. So I think that's where he's falling short at. So, but his transgressions or his problems with his picking are not my problems. So I can't be worried about that. So this is what I'm going to do for him to make it a little bit harder. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Adebayo.
From Miami. Big Bam. Okay. All right, Bishop, it's on you, bro. When you look at the landscape of what Trey has brought to the table, he got a lot of speed, he got a lot of quickness, he got some shooters, but he doesn't have that size, that rim protection, that bully ball element that your boys definitely have. on both ends of the court. Where do you see Trey weaknesses, and who will be your next reserve pick?
So I do feel like Trey said, what my downfall is what my downfall is me having big men. His downfall is that he doesn't have enough big men. You know, he picked up some people. He picked up Larry Markkanen, which he needed. He picked up him, but he really has no inside presence whatsoever. So with that being said, and he talked about I don't have the speed.
Is Trey more of a Sean Marks GM? What GM are we?
Yeah.
Is he Sean Marks or is he Rob Pelinka?
You hit it right on Sean Marks all day. You hit it right on the head. So he talks about how I don't have no speed. You know, I have a bunch, pretty much, and we know he got Steph, but I feel like I got one of the fastest guards on this list out of Kyrie, especially with the ball, as well as Donovan Mitchell. We know both of them can run the floor great. So that's right. I feel like to have my reserve, it's got to be another guy who can run the court just as fast and just as great as any of the other guys in which I have on there. So, and one of the most high flying and the most anticipated guy who possibly could be the face of the league coming next year or upcoming season, I gotta go with my boy Ja Morant. I gotta go.
Already typed it.
I gotta go with Ja, man. You gotta go with Josh. High flying. It's an all-star game. You gotta see what's about to happen with him. KD on the field court. Anybody he's matched up with, it's finna be a high flying game, baby. I love it. Give me Ja. Memphis.
Trey. How knowing that Bishop had Kyrie?
No.
How did you go with Domantas Sabonis over Ja?
So
as the restart reserve,
and the same thing, because even my brother Donovan, he even asked me, how did I go with Sabonis over Embiid? It's gonna all come out in the wash eventually. Okay. So what now he has now is, which I would say to him, because Ja was one of my next potential picks, because I understand, like, when you're really like smashing somebody and it's already out of hand, now you want to have the flair that comes about. So I think Ja brings the flair at the end state to where he's going to bring able to bring in that stuff. Now, of course, I went with Sabonis because I think he's up and coming. Lauri Markkanen is his home, you know what I'm saying, that hometown pepper flavor. You get a sprinkle a little something in there. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying, that was some of the things. So of course, and then bam, you know what I'm saying, Bishop knows, like, when we play fantasy football, Bishop knows my style, right? Okay. I don't necessarily pick to benefit me. I pick so you can't benefit. So, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? So that's my style. You know what I'm saying? If that, you know what I'm saying, if we was URL right now, that would be my style. You know what I'm saying? The disrespectful versus, you know what I'm saying, the clever punchlines, you know what I'm saying? Arsenal
to battle rap?
I am.
You are,
really? Ja, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Clips versus Arsenal.
Murder
you know
move. I'm taking Murder Move. Give me Murder Move.
I've been covering battle rap for years. Before I did sports, I was doing the URL RBE coverages and stuff like that.
Okay,
that's
crazy. My man Geechee Gotti represent the homie Hub standing up. So speaking of that, the Hub standing up. Who else on this roster can I bring in? Another man that's underrated. He's a walking bucket. The homie. He ain't go to the D, but he went to Compton. He's a tar bait. My man DeMar DeRozan. Let's go, D.
Oh man, one of the best mid games in the league right now.
I like it. DeMar DeRozan, he's a threat. He's definitely a threat. Came out of here at San Antonio and went over to Chicago and is playing phenomenal ball out there in Chicago, doing great things out there with them guys. I love it. I like Trey say, you know what I'm saying? He trying to put the dagger. Your style not working this time. I feel he trying to put the dagger in it, but it's just not enough, man. Because I just feel like he's missing on certain ends of the spectrum, bro. And with that being said, man, when you have teammates that do things together, like if you noticed, I've put two teammates together twice.
Chemistry.
Twice in this game, right? Chemistry, right? So we have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. We got
they're not teammates anymore.
Well, what used to be, but they played together more recently. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm doing that, right? If I'm doing that, you just picked up DeMar DeRozan. So if you picked up DeMar DeRozan, so I would personally have to go with. I just went with give me Paul George. Give me PG. Yeah, give me PG. Yeah, let me get Paul George.
I like that. Now, Trey.
Yes, sir.
I want to break this down, and this is going to be an answer. I want to get both of you guys answer before you give your pick. We watch the All-Star game. Generally, it's a circus for the first 3 quarters. Then in that fourth quarter, everybody lock in and defensively
play ball.
If the game is close, down to the wire, when you look at your picks, Trey, why do you think you may have the edge with your squad if in a close game with the ones who you pick so far?
So,
you
like
see
you
more
just said,
Gene?
Yes, I think we have the DNA. I think the DNA, you know what I'm saying, we play 2K, even though Bishop plays it more than I do, but we play 2K, you know what I'm saying, PS5 boys. And you certain DNAs, you know what I'm saying, certain players have certain things that can be enacted. And I think I have that. If you was to say if it was a Gene 7, I think I inherit. If me and Bishop was brothers, then he'd be like, who got that clutch Gene from my picking right now? I think it would be me. Yeah, I would have that clutch Gene. You know what I'm saying? He might have the picking
Bishop, he
Gene.
said you had a hand-me-downs, Bishop. He said you had a hand-me-down Gene, clutch Genes.
I'm waiting on my turn. So I'm waiting on my turn.
What do you think, Bishop? What do you have over Trey?
I'm gonna tell you,
when
right?
it come down to the game being close.
The thing is, right? You looking at my squad. I got 3 defensive players out the gate: Joel Embiid, Joker, Kevin Durant, and Giannis. Come on, man. I got guys who. So you coming into the paint is irrelevant. You're not getting there. It's no way, form, or fashion you getting in there. Now,
you got Paul George in the perimeter.
Yes, and I got Paul George on the perimeter. Mind you,
and you got Jaylen Brown in the perimeter. Woo!
That part, bro. Mind you, his weak link is who? Luka. Who doesn't play any defense.
We're going to have him
ready.
He
doesn't play D. He doesn't. Me with Jaylen Brown. Me with Paul George, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joe. Bro, it's no Steph Curry. What defense does he play? What defense does Steph play? None. He's not a defensive threat.
Well, this is what we have here, Trey, because Bishop is stacked with defense intimidation. He has a lot of defensive presence. But when we talk about offense, when we talk about scoring, Trey got the best of the best. And Jason Tatum and Steph Curry and now the all-time leading scorer LeBron. We know what Luka can get it done.
Right.
Trey, what are you going to do to neutralize this defense that Bishop has put together? Who's your next pick?
You know what? This particular player was instrumental in this particular team winning a championship. His prowess on defense was one of the main reasons that put the now touted Phoenix Suns in the losers bracket during this championship run. I'm talking about no one other than Drew Holiday.
Milwaukee Bucks. Good defensive presence. I'm going to be honest, man. Much respect to you guys. Much respect to this platform. I'm having so much fun. But y'all right now are being so disrespectful. And maybe because y'all don't even realize it. But I'm just...
Oh, no. It's coming. It's coming. Because
I can't believe this guy's name's still up there, bro.
I'm going to take it off. I'm taking
Bishop,
it off.
Bishop, it's on you, my G. Where we going?
I'm taking it off. He allowed him to get this far.
You can have him. You can have him because I don't want him.
I gotta take him, man.
What,
man? Dang time. How could you let Damian Lillard pass this?
He let him get this far. I gotta get him.
Drew Holiday over Dame.
Thank you. And I thought he was picking Seven. I thought he was picking Dame. That's who I thought he was picking.
I gave him the I told him he needed offense.
Like what?
I can't. So this is what. So for me, I think Dame is, you know what I'm saying, Dame is automatic offense. In my opinion, I need someone that's going to be able to. I need the best of both worlds. Like I have a conglomerate of players that can get it on the offensive end. I try to. What Drew can't? Drew can't.
7. Be honest. Is Drew streaky or not?
He is.
Drew is definitely.
He's not streaky on defense though.
Streaky, but he's not. He ain't Dame.
He is not.
He's not Dame.
You make me feel like Trey. You didn't realize Dame was still on the board.
So when I look at it, Drew is streaky offensively. I got offense. Okay. I need a defense. Okay.
I was so happy when he picked Drew because I was like, he's not taking it. I was like,
wow, that's a big one. So we got We down to what? Jaren Jackson Jr., Tyrese Halliburton, and Julius Randle. Those are our remaining three. Bishop just picked up Damian Lillard. Trey, next pick is on you. Who you going with?
So, you know what? I won't even give a whole soliloquy. We're gonna rock with the young whippersnapper and Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese out of the Pacers doing his thing. Okay,
Yes,
I like
sir.
it. I like it. Bishop, last pick for you. Julius Randle
Or Jaren Jackson,
or
right?
Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Memphis Grizzlies. Which one makes more sense for the squad that you have?
So for my squad, man, and what I have, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because I really kind of want to go with one, but the other one I think will be more fitting for my
who you
squad.
want really go with, Bishop?
I want him. The other one's more fitting for my squad, but I want to go with one because of the chemistry in which I feel like will be more suiting for my team. But I think I need this guy. I think I need this guy more so than I need the other one. I'm taking the Nick Julius Randle.
Yes.
You're taking Julius Randle over Jaren Jackson Jr.
Woo.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you wanted to pick JJ, right?
I did. I wanted to pick JJ. I did.
What forced you to go the other way?
Because I feel like my front court, when it comes down to it, I'm gonna need some size when it comes down the front court later on down the line. And I feel like Julius Randle could be that presence in the front court when I need it. When say for instance, I got my front court is low. I know I did pick 3-7. I got 3 7-footers, but I feel like Julius Randle, he's probably gonna play either the 3, possibly the 4, depending on who's the lineup. So I feel like Julius Randle is gonna be that.
That was a good pick because you got off the reserves. You got Jalen who could play, I guess, a forward position. You got Joel, but then you got Shea Gildress, Ja Morant, Paul George, Dame Lillard.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, okay, I get it.
Exactly. That's my whole reason why I had to go with Julius.
All right, Trey. So that leaves you with Jaren Jackson Jr. What's your thoughts on that addition? And let me just ask you, which one of those last two would you have selected if you'd have had the choice?
It was going JJ. I didn't want Julius Randle any way, form, or fashion. So I was really hoping he had chosen Julius Randle earlier, so he would have been off the board, so I wouldn't have to have worried about potentially picking him up. I didn't want Jalen. I didn't want Julius anyway. I was going after JJ, although JJ also is someone I would have looked to avoid as well. But it just happened to fall there. I would just put it out there that I did not realize that Dame Lillard was still on the board at the particular time. but
Drew Holiday, good God Almighty!
I knew it.
I am appreciative.
I knew he didn't. I knew it.
I did have my eye on Drew Holiday. Honestly, I did really have my eye on Drew Holiday, but I did not realize that Dame Lillard was still on the board. So Dame Lillard probably would have came a little earlier. I might have chose Dame over DeRozan because I don't think he would have chose DeRozan. And you know what I'm saying? So that actually was a move I would have made. But honestly, the only thing that really hurt me in my plan was Jaylen Brown, honestly.
Gotta make them think on their toes, Seven. He wasn't ready. I told him I was ready for this. I was built for this. I was ready.
This was a classic draft player pool, man. Salute to Bishop, salute to Trey. So you guys, the NBA community, y'all have it. Team LeBron is represented by Trey. He has LeBron James, Luka, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, and Zion starting. For his reserves, Trey had DeMarcus Sabonis, Lloyd Marketing, Bam Adebayo, DeMar DeRozan, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jaren Jackson Jr. Bishop coming in with a lot of size, a lot of defensive intimidation. He has MVPs. He got superstars. He got it all as well, man. We got Joker, Giannis, KD, Kyrie, and Spider-Man. That's the starting 5. Then coming off the bench for Bishop people, we got Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Ja Morant, Paul George, Damian Lillard, and Julius Randle. It is lit.
I would think that I would think that potentially on paper, Bishop might have won the second half. You know what I'm saying? He did. He does say he cleared up. You know what I'm saying? I really think that that Jaylen Brown one kind of like catapulted him, and maybe my misstep on the PG one, and then his ability to jump out. Actually, I think he had a two-headed monster with the Shea SGA and the Morant back to back. That was a move in which I seen it, but I didn't expect it. I figured I would lose out on Ja or Dame, not both of them. But you know what I'm saying? So he got some picks in which I was looking at.
7, be honest. That block my bench 5 could be a starting 5.
Your reserves are crazy.
It's ridiculous, bro. Bananas right now, bro.
But I'm looking at the starting 5, though. I mean, you got Luka, LeBron, Steph, Jason Tatum, Zion. Like, that is the upper echelon of the league. I mean, I know you got Joker, Giannis, KD, Kyrie.
His Joker pick surprised me.
I know it did.
Yeah,
I know he didn't.
Number 3. I was like Joker. So I was like Joker, really? But
okay, let's do this. Let's do this before we end this segment.
Yes, sir.
Any trade? Would you guys want to make any trade proposals to each other with your team, or y'all good going in with this one?
Bishop,
this is the deadline.
Go ahead, Bishop. Go ahead.
I don't have nobody to trade. I'm actually good. I'm actually good. I'm good with what I got. I don't need any trades. I'm good. If I had, and no, if anybody I would trade, if I out of my lineup, only person that I would possibly trade, that's still a iffy. The only person I would possibly trade would probably be Julius. That's it. That is it. Everybody else, I'm happy.
Trey, you need Dame. You gotta get Dame. You gotta get Dame.
Like I would not trade nobody else. You
wouldn't take Zion for Dame? You wouldn't take Zion for Dame, Bishop?
Damn. No. Because I don't. No.
What about Adebayo?
Trey got the heroes though. Trey got the heroes. Trey got the faces. He got the faces. LeBron, Luka, Steph. He got the faces of the league.
He do. He got some faces. He do.
You got some problem childs and Kyrie and KD, Julius Randle, Ja Morant. I don't know, man. You got some.
What about
nice? I like this, bro.
What about? Would you be willing to trade Shea for Bam?
Nope. No,
because he already got all that size.
That's right. I don't need that. I don't need Bam. My size is great. That's the thing. I'm good on.
Damn, size. Trey.
Trey,
you on your Rob Pelinka shit today, Trey. Trey Pelinka. Trey Pelinka. That's his name for the day. Trey Pelinka. Oh
yeah, man. Yeah, I don't. No. I'm like I said, I'm happy. The only person I'm Randall is the only dude I'm like, yeah, I could probably do without. But other than that, everybody else is good.
Trey, are you going?
But I appreciate you though, Trey. I appreciate you though, Trey.
Vote? What's up?
Yes.
Are you going to create a visual for people to look and vote? To see who they think going to win out of y'all two teams.
Yeah, actually, what I'll do is I set up I'll do a joint and put it up like separately what we got right there. And put the names on there, and then just like and put it in the story where with the quiz, and I'll say so. Yeah, I'll definitely pull that up. So that'd be up. I'll have that posted, break down and put it in there, and so yes, without a doubt, definitely. Son of a gun.
Yeah, you know what, I want to see. Excuse me.
I said we good. That Jaylen Brown was a little cheap because I really didn't expect you to go after Jaylen.
I know you didn't. You think?
But I know you know what, Seven. That just comes down to be when you know your opponent, and that's just what it was. Because that was really the setup. I was like, I'm finna get Jason Tatum. I was like, I'm finna backdoor with Jaylen Brown. And you know what led me to believe that?
Bishop was so adamant.
Man. He was so adamant about Damian Lillard. That's what led me.
Dame from the jump, and that's what really blew me. I'm like, wait a minute, they letting Dame go by though.
He got lost in the shuffle. He got lost in the shuffle with stuff because I was like,
and this is the thing, Seven. The fact of the matter that I threw Dame up and he told me no, right? I couldn't pick Dame. I was like, okay, I can't pick Dame Fine, I got it. So then I completely automatically looked down. I seen Jalen. I said, "Oh, hold on, he got Tatum. There's no way I'm finna let them two team up together.
And
I
you know-
gotta take Jalen, and I know what Jalen brings.
And
to
you
the
know what?
table.
Probably what sold him as well is I think that Jaylen Brown is actually better than Jason Tatum. So
I don't think that.
In the end state is I probably was like, if he got Jason Tatum, why would he leave Jaylen Brown out there? So that's why I was going to double back to pick up Jaylen Brown. Honestly.
Wow. Excellent draft, bro. I love this one. This was a good
Appreciate it, bro. Definitely appreciate it.
So of course, you know that's our time for today. We greatly appreciate Seven coming to rock with us this morning,
man.
coming on,
Thanks for
bringing
rocking with
that
us, man.
energy, that Seven best of Seven energy. Seven, where can we find your cast and stuff like that? Pick it up and be able to tap in that.
I appreciate it, man. Once again, man, salute to the First Formation platform. Salute to the E2G platform as well. Shout out to my guys, Bishop and Trey. You guys do an amazing job. The dynamic duo over here doing y'all 1-2 things. So keep it going. I'm Seven Mitchell, man. I'm the with the Best of Seven Sports Talk. You guys can just follow me everywhere on social media, man. Best of Seven Sports Talk or Seven Mitchell. Just search it. I'll pop up. I'll be around, man. Like I said, I'm really into daily NBA content. So if you guys just enjoy daily NBA content, make sure y'all find me. I'll be around, and we'll make a little bit of history.
For sure. Donovan talking about someone. Keyshawn, Max, and Jay will need to watch their jobs.
So big three. I like it.
So of course, you know what I'm saying. That being said, y'all know, you know what? I have always had some ideas and thoughts brewing. So of course, it's going to be more stuff that's down the pipe. Of course, and we see we always look to bring in people. Of course, y'all know E2G has their sports and programming. Be sure to check the E2G channel out to see their programs, what they have up next. Additionally, if you can catch the con man as he will be interviewing someone that comes on the show usually and we chop it up. That's Mr. Mike Myers, commissioner of the MBA, Military Basketball Association, as they get to talking and chatting it up. So be sure to check with Michael Consilio, I think, or
Michael
the con man.
Yeah.
Be sure to check him out and check out what he's got going on. Just tap in, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot, as me and Seven talked about, to do this, to get in front of people, to talk. Sometimes to sit up and get it, you got to sit up and do content creation. This is what it's all about, and that's what we do. Greatly appreciate y'all. Gentlemen, any last words before we climb up out of here?
Man, let me first say, man, thanks to Seven, man. He came on in here and, man, he just fell right in, man. Appreciate it. Like he's been on the show the entire time since we've been doing this, man. Really appreciate your platform. Appreciate you bringing your knowledge and bringing everything you brought to First Formation today. It was greatly appreciated. Trey, you was a good foe, but you had to fall. Sorry about that, but it is what it is.
We don't know yet.
It is what it is.
I'll give you that.
People decide you gonna take the fan votes.
Y'all vote, man. Y'all check out First Formation. Y'all make sure y'all vote. Y'all look and y'all check out our NBA All-Star lineup between the Eastern Conference, my team Giannis versus Trey's team LeBron Western Conference. Y'all tell us, man. Give us y'all input and let us know. Be sure to check us out Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 09 to 1100 hours. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a great Thursday. We know it is Friday Eve. It is Friday Eve. So be safe. Hug on someone. Love someone. And we will catch y'all on the next show. Y'all be easy. Be safe. We love y'all. And we out this joint.
Y'all get to see who I think is winning the Super Bowl.
Don't forget tomorrow we will be doing I will be giving you the Super Bowl preview, the Madden 23 Super Bowl. What do you call it? Them playing the Super Bowl on Madden. It won't be me playing. It'll be a actual game. I'll show you the previews on who they picked to win the game.
Simulation, okay.
On Madden. So be sure to check that out tomorrow, man. Y'all be safe and y'all have a great Thursday. Yeah.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. All right, fellas. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yep.